The super shared boyfriend system. Lin Yi, who had failed in his confession many times, accidentally activated a super shared boyfriend system. Lin Yi discovered that no matter what requirements the customer put forward, during the lease period, these requirements can become his abilities, and at the end of the lease, if he receives 5-star reviews, he can obtain this ability permanently. Chapter 1: The Super Shared Boyfriend System. Lin Yi, you're a good person, but we're not a match. One day, you'll find a girl who is more suited to you. Lin Yi walked alone down the dimly lit street, a pack of 10-yuan cigarettes in his hand, puffing away as his mind replayed the moment an hour ago when he confessed to a girl. She had coldly turned away and tossed him those words. Damn it, another good guy card. The more Lin Yi thought about it, the angrier he became. Since graduating, he'd met several girls he liked, but whenever it came time to confess, he was always handed a good guy card. Especially this time, it was a huge blow to him. He'd been at this company for 3 years, and over those years, he'd developed a very close relationship with the girl who sat next to him. She was elegant and graceful, and everyone thought they were a great match. So, today, Lin Yi finally gathered the courage to confess. But she had coldly handed him a good guy card. Beep. Host detected. System is loading. Just as Lin Yi walked down the road, still fuming, a strange voice suddenly appeared in his mind. What was going on? Had he been so defeated that he was hearing things? System loading complete. Congratulations, host. You've obtained the super shared boyfriend system. Would you like to start accepting orders? Oh, system. What system? Lin Yi was taken aback by the sudden, nonsensical voice, and it even called itself a system. What was a system? The only place he'd ever heard of something like that was in novels. How could it show up in reality, and why was it targeting him? Host, this system is the super shared boyfriend system. Now, Lin Yi was even more shocked. He had only casually asked, and their voice answered him. No way, this is real, not a dream. Lin Yi finally understood it was real, not an illusion. There really was a system speaking to him. But the name of the system seemed ridiculous. These days, there were shared bikes, shared cars, and shared power banks, but when did a super shared boyfriend system come about? Yes, it's real. This system is one of a kind in the entire universe. Not only will it help you become the shared boyfriend of all the world's goddesses, but it will also make you the strongest, richest, and most capable man in the universe. The system explained. Is this for real? Lin Yi found it hard to believe. He was just an ordinary office worker, one of the most insignificant in a sea of workers. He wanted to find a girlfriend, but everyone rejected him because he was poor. Now, this system was saying he could become the shared boyfriend of any goddess and even become the richest man in the universe. The more he heard, the more skeptical he became. Absolutely true. As long as you accept orders, during the rental period, you will gain the abilities that correspond to the goddess's requirements. After the rental period ends, if you receive a 5-star review, you will permanently gain those abilities and shared points. The system further clarified. That's incredible. Lin Yi was shocked. So, if a beautiful girl asks me to become the richest man in the world, once the rental period ends, I'll really become the world's richest man. Yes, host, the system replied. Now Lin Yi understood. This system was amazing. He'd be rented out as a shared boyfriend, and after the rental period ended, he could gain whatever ability the girl requested. This was a cheat code to the universe. Host, would you like to accept an order? The system suddenly interrupted Lin Yi's thoughts. Wait, I have another question. Lin Yi interrupted the system. What is it, host? The system responded. If things don't go well with the renter and they leave me a bad review after the rental period ends, what happens? Lin Yi asked the real question. Host, in that case, you will not gain any abilities from the rental period, and one of your existing abilities will be deducted. If you have no abilities, 10 years of your lifespan will be deducted. The system replied. Seriously? That's so harsh. Lin Yi was startled. Not only would he lose the abilities, but he'd also lose something even more important. Wow, the system really had a harsh side to it. Would you like to accept an order now? After a moment, the system asked again. Accept order. Though Lin Yi was nervous about the potential consequences, he couldn't resist the opportunity the system offered. This was his chance to turn his life around. How could he say no? Thinking about becoming the richest man in the world, thinking about being the strongest man in the universe, Lin Yi could hardly wait. Beep. Suddenly, a virtual interface appeared in front of Lin Yi. It was the Super Shared Boyfriend Management Interface. It displayed levels, items, points, abilities, tasks, and other attributes, all of which were set to 0. Super Shared Boyfriend is now linked to various shopping malls and major apps. Linking complete, now accepting orders. Please check, host. At the same time. Mom, I told you I have a boyfriend. Why don't you believe me? On a bustling street in Yun City, a beautiful woman in blue jeans and a tank top, carrying a small bag, was talking on the phone, furrowing her brow. Her tall, sexy figure made quite an impression, turning the heads of many men on the street. What's that? You arranged a blind date for me. Tonight? No, I'm not going, not even if you kill me. Xia Qianqian's head started to ache. She had just graduated a year ago and was still chasing her dreams, but her family was pressuring her to marry. Once was fine, but after the second and third time, Xia Qianqian realized she was about to crack. Her mom seemed like she wanted to marry her off tonight. What? If I don't come, you're cutting ties with me? Mom, stop it, okay? I told you, I have a boyfriend. Xia Qianqian felt like crying. Whenever her mom asked, she'd say she had a boyfriend, but never brought him home. This time, her mom clearly had doubts. Who's scared of who? If you want to bring him, bring him. Suddenly, Xia Qianqian hesitated, then regretted her words right away. She had just boasted about bringing her boyfriend home, but she didn't even have one. After hanging up, Xia Qianqian's face turned pale with worry. She immediately regretted her words. I'm doomed. It's just a blind date. Why am I so scared? But now I've told Mom I have a boyfriend and need to bring him home. Where am I going to find one in such a short time? This time, Mom's definitely going to marry me off. Beep. Just as Xia Qianqian was fuming, her phone vibrated, and an app popped up on the screen. Super Shared Boyfriend. Chapter 2, The First Order. Xia Qianqian looked at the app that suddenly popped up on her phone and couldn't help but smile. Curious, she opened the app. Please enter your requirements for shared boyfriend, meeting place, rental time. We will do our best to fulfill your requests. As soon as she clicked on it, a page appeared with a line of text and fields to fill in. Is this for real? They have services like this now? Never mind, I need a shield, so I'll give it a try. Xia Qianqian thought to herself. She did need a boyfriend right now, so whether it was real or not, she decided to try it out. Okay, my requirements aren't too high. The most handsome guy in the universe, the best body, and he must be able to cook. My mom always brags about her cooking, so he must be better than her. He also has to be able to drink. My dad loves people who can drink. And he must be good at charming girls. My mischievous younger sister is hard to handle. That's all. If he meets these requirements, I want to meet at 8 p.m. tonight at Shihar Community. The rental period will be for one night. Xia Qianqian mischievously filled in the details. Since she wasn't sure whether the shared boyfriend service was real, she went ahead and filled in everything. A moment later, the screen changed. Order successful. Please check your phone. That's it? It's successful. Xia Qianqian was stunned. She remembered she hadn't even made a payment. Could it be that a shared boyfriend doesn't require payment? Meanwhile, at Lin Yi's house, he had just set his things down on the sofa and was about to take a shower. Beep beep beep. Suddenly, a voice from the system sounded in his mind. Someone has placed an order. Please accept the order, host. Someone really placed an order. Lin Yi quickly opened the app, and sure enough, there was an unaccepted order in the task list. Accept order. Lin Yi quickly clicked to accept the order. Order accepted. The system is now modifying the first goddess' requirements for the host. The hostess' appearance is starting to change. Modification target, the most handsome man in the universe. The hostess' body will be modified. Modification target, the best physique in the universe. The host will acquire 18 types of advanced culinary skills. The host will acquire advanced flirting techniques. The host will acquire advanced drinking skills. Modification complete. Please verify, host. The system's voice echoed, and Lin Yi felt like he was surrounded by mist. After a moment, the mist cleared, and he saw himself in the mirror. He was an unbelievably handsome man. His skin was fair, muscles well defined, not the bulky kind but lean and toned muscles, even sporting six-pack abs. His arms and legs were long, and his body was simply perfect. However, the most attractive feature was his face. His brows were sharp like a blade, his face like jade, and his skin as smooth as milk. From every angle, he looked flawless. Even a male lead from a TV drama would have to lower his head in comparison. Is this really me? Lin Yi almost screamed in disbelief. It was still his face, but the features, the aura, everything was a world apart. Even he wanted to kiss this version of himself. He'd always been delicate looking, but now, after the transformation, he was unbelievably handsome. If he walked outside like this, he would definitely outshine all the fresh-faced young men around him. Who is this goddess with such high demands? The most handsome in the universe, the best body, must know how to flirt, cook, and drink. Perfect. I love it, Lin Yi thought, grinning. The higher her requirements, the more it would help him. However, he knew that he had to get a 5-star review from her. Share her community, not far from where I live, Lin Yi thought, and immediately grabbed his clothes to get dressed. Lin Yi. Just as Lin Yi was about to get dressed, a girl's voice shouted from the door. Bang! Before Lin Yi could react, the door was kicked open. Standing there was a girl who looked about 16 or 17. She was dressed in a school uniform, with a delicate and youthful face, her hair tied in a small braid, and her skin fair with a hint of courage in her expression. She looked like a typical quiet girl, but her actions kicking open the door were completely at odds with that impression. Xiaojing, what are you doing here? Lin Yi shrank his neck, recognizing her. This girl was Xu Xiaojing, the landlord's daughter. Despite her young age, she was more than capable. Rumor had it she was a black belt in Taekwondo from the Yuncheng Taekwondo Club. In the past, when a tenant refused to pay rent and even insulted the landlord, Xu Xiaojing barged into the tenant's house and beat him so badly that he had to be hospitalized. In the end, the tenant paid the rent. Since then, her reputation in the neighborhood had spread, and whenever people heard she was coming to collect rent, they immediately complied. Now, Lin Yi had just fallen behind on his rent, and here she was. To his surprise, as soon as Xu Xiaojing saw Lin Yi, her pupils widened, her face turned red, and she screamed, then turned and ran off. Lin Yi stood there in confusion. Could she have seen a ghost? Xiaojing, what's wrong? Xu Xiaojing had barely run to the end of the corridor when a woman in her 30s, elegant and composed, came over, looking at her daughter in worry. She had heard her daughter scream and rushed over immediately. Mom, Lin Yi, Xu Xiaojing's face was filled with anxiety and disbelief as she pointed in the direction of Lin Yi's room. Lin Yi. That scoundrel bullied you. Chen Lan's face turned livid as soon as she saw her daughter's distress. She knew something had happened when Xu Xiaojing went to collect the rent and had been bullied by Lin Yi. Mom, it's not that. It's just, Xu Xiaojing quickly tried to explain, but didn't know where to start. What do you mean, not that? If he bullied you, I'll show him who's boss. Chen Lan was furious. He owed rent and dared to bully her daughter. How could that be? Mom. Xu Xiaojing hurried to catch up. Lin Yi, you'd better come out. Chen Lan pushed open the door to Lin Yi's room and stormed in. But just as she was about to vent her anger, her tone suddenly softened. The new book is out, please support. Thank you. Chapter 3, The Moving Hormone. Chen Lan was taken aback when she saw a man in shorts, just about to put on a shirt, standing in front of her. As soon as she shouted, he turned around. When he turned, Chen Lan felt a sudden rush in her head. A sharply defined face, perfect eyes that seemed to gleam, a silhouette with no blind spots from any angle, and that almost perfect physique, six-pack abs, no extra fat, yet not bulky. It was the type of body that looked lean but still had muscles that could be felt. Whether it was his physique or his looks, the man standing in front of her was almost perfect. But Chen Lan was sure of one thing, the man in front of her was Lin Yi. After all, Lin Yi had been renting her place for half a year. She knew him well enough to recognize his stature and weight. But today, how was he so handsome? Could it be because he wasn't wearing a shirt? Or had he changed his hairstyle? As she watched Lin Yi turn and face her, Chen Lan noticed her heart racing, her throat dry. It was as if she had been transported back to her youth when she first laid eyes on her Prince Charming. Could it be that her second youth had arrived? While Lin Yi was still puzzled by why Xu Xiaojing had screamed and run away, the door opened again, and this time a woman in a nightgown entered. She looked to be in her early 30s, elegant, with fair skin and a mature charm. Lin Yi recognized her immediately. This was the landlord, Chen Lan. Her daughter hadn't collected the rent, so now she was taking matters into her own hands. Lan Jie, could you give me 2 more days for the rent? I won't get paid until the day after tomorrow, and then I'll settle 2 months' worth of rent at once, Lin Yi said with a smile, noticing the intense look in Chen Lan's eyes. His words immediately snapped Chen Lan out of her trance. Her expression, which had been frozen in a stare, softened like water, her face curling into a seductive smile. What's the big deal? Don't worry, 2 days is no problem. Even if it's 2 years, I can wait. As she spoke, Chen Lan took a step closer to Lin Yi. Mom. Xu Xiaojing, seeing her mother's behavior, immediately felt something was wrong and rushed to pull her away. Don't interfere, go back to bed, Chen Lan snapped at her daughter, then turned back to Lin Yi, smiling as she moved closer to him. She reached out, placing her hand on Lin Yi's chest. You see, the weather's getting colder, and you're not wearing enough clothes. Whoa! Lin Yi immediately recoiled, taking 2 steps back. The atmosphere had turned bizarre. Lan Jie, I have clothes. I have clothes, Lin Yi quickly said, pulling his shirt on. Damn it, this system is too messed up, Lin Yi thought. He realized that his new, universe's most handsome face and universe's best body were having an effect. He had become a walking hormone, and if he wasn't careful, he'd awaken the wild side of any woman in close proximity. But Lin Yi also started to get a little excited. After all, once this rental period ended and he got a 5-star review, this ability would become permanent. Well, if you have clothes, that's fine. Let's South go to my place for a drink. My husband won't be home tonight, and my daughter's going to tutoring. We can have a nice time drinking together, Chen Lan said with a flirtatious look in her eyes, gesturing for Lin Yi to follow. Mom, when did I say I was going to tutoring? Xu Xiaojing interjected angrily. I said you're going, and that's final, Chen Lan shot her daughter a fierce look. Xu Xiaojing was fuming. She was a 16 or 17-year-old girl, and she knew exactly what was going on. It had to be Lin Yi, that fox spirit, who had mesmerized her mother. Seeing the argument between mother and daughter, Lin Yi quickly grabbed his jacket and slipped toward the door. If he stayed any longer, escaping would be difficult. Lin Yi, don't leave. Didn't we agree to go to my place for drinks? Chen Lan called after him as he dashed outside. Mom! Xu Xiaojing nearly cried. If any neighbors saw this, it would be a huge embarrassment. You little brat, who told you to talk nonsense? Go back and do your homework. Chen Lan scolded her daughter, then rushed after Lin Yi. Lin Yi sprinted out of the community, and only when he reached the area outside did he stop, breathing a sigh of relief. God! This is terrifying. So, being handsome is a curse. Lin Yi wiped the cold sweat from his forehead. He had always wished to be a handsome guy, to be the center of attention for beautiful women. But that moment just now had left him shaken. He had no doubt that if he had delayed even a second longer, Chen Lan would have pounced on him. No, I have to keep a low profile from now on. Lin Yi chuckled at the thought, but deep down, he kind of enjoyed the attention. This felt much better than the awkward, unpleasant situations he had faced before. With that thought in mind, Lin Yi quickened his pace, heading toward her community. His priority now was to complete his first order and get a 5-star review. That way, he would permanently unlock this ability. Outside her community. Could this really be a joke? It's already 8 o'clock, and there is still not a single person here. Xia Qianqian had arrived at her community 7 days ago, waiting for exactly 1 hour. But aside from some elderly people coming and going, she hadn't seen a single young man. Could it be that the app was just a prank, mocking her? Damned app. These tricksters are toying with me, Xia Qianqian muttered, feeling irritated at having been misled. Hey, sis, you're back. Why aren't you going upstairs? Just then, a girl who looked remarkably similar to Xia Qianqian but was about 17 or 18 came out of a convenience store and waved at her. Oh, it's Xiao Xiao. I'm done for. If she catches me, I'm doomed. Doomed. Xia Qianqian cursed in her mind when she saw her younger sister. Her parents might be fooled, but her sister was too sharp for that. There was no way she could trick her. Originally, she had planned to use the shared boyfriend as a shield, but now it seemed like she dug herself into a hole. She can back out now. Tonight after this, I'm going to be forced to get married, Xia Qianqian thought in despair. Sis, I'm waiting for my boyfriend. I'm worried he might get lost, so I'm waiting outside. You go upstairs first, I'll be right up, Xia Qianqian said with a forced smile. Chapter 4 Sister, I'm in love. Xia Xiaoxiao is not as easily fooled as her parents. She is a smart person. Her sister said she had a boyfriend before, but she never brought him home. So after she analyzed the situation for her parents, they made today's decision. Today, my parents forced my sister to come back, but she refused to go upstairs. There is clearly something wrong. Then, she rolled her eyes mischievously, smiled cunningly, looked at Xia Qianqian and said, Sister, you don't have a boyfriend, do you? Who said I don't have a boyfriend? Let me tell you, your sister's boyfriend is very handsome. When you see him later, he will stun you. When Xia Qianqian saw her sister's look, she quickly made an excuse. Other people's sisters help their older sisters in everything, but her sister, on the other hand, sets traps for her sister everywhere. Today's blind date was most likely the idea of this damn girl. Sister, it doesn't matter whether you have a boyfriend or not. I'm telling you, the guy upstairs is so handsome and rich. I guarantee you'll be satisfied when you see him. Xia Xiaoxiao covered her mouth and smiled, with a naughty look in her eyes. Go away, I don't want that. I already have a boyfriend. Xia Qianqian pursed her lips. She doesn't understand her parents' personalities yet. If they really choose her, they will have to marry her off within half a year. Humph. Then you haven't met him in person. Let me tell you, when you meet him, you will definitely break up with your boyfriend. Xia Xiaoxiao raised her neck and said with confidence. Xia Xiaoxiao knew her sister too well. Given her personality, it was impossible for her to just find a boyfriend outside. This time, she must have been forced into a corner and wanted to spend some money to hire a boyfriend, but he just stood her up. I'm too lazy to tell you. Xia Qianqian was too lazy to pay attention to her boring sister. If she continued talking to her, she would get sick from anger. So handsome. Yes. He's really handsome. I like this type. I wish he could be my boyfriend. Is he a celebrity? Otherwise, why is he so handsome? But I haven't seen him on TV. Just as the two sisters Xia Qianqian and Xia Xiaoxiao were chatting boredly at the entrance of the community, the sound of a group of female students talking was heard on the street outside the community. What was even more bizarre was that the group of female students each took out their mobile phones and kept taking pictures of a man in a black suit who got out of a taxi. As soon as the man got off the bus, the group of students screamed and argued to take photos with the boy. So handsome. Xia Xiaoxiao also covered her mouth in surprise, and didn't even notice that the coke in her hand had fallen to the ground. Her eyes were wide open, her face was red, and her little heart was beating like a deer. A face like the perfect hero in a comic book, tall figure, charming eyes, jade-like skin, that glance, smile, every movement, seems to be centered on him. Combined with that noble temperament, people will not want to look away after taking a look. In other words, just one glance can make one's mind go blank, heart beat fast, and forget oneself. With this temperament, this appearance, and this feeling, isn't he the Prince Charming in the minds of countless girls? This. Xia Qianqian was also shocked. After all, she had been in society for several years and had some experience, but the man in front of her was definitely the most handsome person she had ever seen. She really didn't understand how a man could be so good-looking. Even women were jealous of his looks. Ding ding ding. At this moment, Xia Qianqian's cell phone rang, interrupting her. Hello. Xia Qianqian answered the phone. Hello. A magnetic voice came from the phone. Who are you? Xia Qianqian was stunned and asked curiously. I'm your shared boyfriend. A voice came from the phone. Sharing a boyfriend? Isn't that a lie? Is it true? My name is Lin Yi, what's yours? The male voice asked. Xia Qianqian. Are you the one holding the phone over there? Right. Xia Qianqian's whole body trembled. You are the one holding the phone across from me? What does that mean? Is he across from me? Xia Qianqian subconsciously looked ahead, and saw that the extremely handsome boy surrounded by female students took back his phone and waved towards her. Could it be that this handsome man who makes women jealous is the shared boyfriend? Sister, did you see that? He waved to me, waved to me. Sister, I'm in love, this is what love feels like, I must be in love. When Xia Qianqian looked at the man walking towards her in surprise, Xia Xiaoxiao grabbed her arm and shook it left and right. It seemed that she was very excited. Xia Qianqian looked at her sister in surprise, opened her mouth a few times, and found that she didn't know how to start. I'm about to faint. He smiled at me and walked towards me. He came to confess his love to me. Sister, I'm about to die of happiness, death of happiness. Xia Xiaoxiao was so excited that she almost jumped up. She realized that if she continued like this, she would die of happiness. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Lin Yi said with a smile as he walked towards Xia Qianqian. Not long, not long. Xia Xiaoxiao let go of her sister's hand and ran towards Lin Yi. Her little face was flushed as she excitedly looked at the incredibly handsome boy in front of her. He really came to confess his love to her, and she could unconditionally agree to date such a handsome boy. For you. Lin Yi looked at Xia Qianqian and handed her a rose. Thank you, I like it very much. I like it very much. Xia Xiaoxiao stretched out her hand excitedly and grabbed the flower. However, when Xia Xiaoxiao was about to grab the flower turned slightly. So Xia Xiaoxiao's hand missed it. At that moment, Xia Xiaoxiao was surprised to find that the flower was delivered to her sister. In an instant, Xia Xiaoxiao was stunned, completely stunned, totally stunned. Watching this scene stupidly. Wasn't he waving at me? Wasn't he coming to confess his love to me? Why did he give the flowers to my sister? What was wrong? You are quite punctual. When Xia Qianqian came back to her senses, her face turned slightly red. After taking the flowers, she replied with a smile. She was an experienced person after all, but after seeing the shared boyfriend in front of her, she found herself beginning to be moved. She didn't understand how she ended up in this line of work since she was so beautiful. Chapter 5. This girl is pretty. Xia Xiaoxiao felt like she was stabbed in the chest. The boy handed the flowers to her, turned in front of her, and then handed the flowers to her sister. After my sister took the flowers, she said, "You are quite punctual. How come this action and tone make them look so much like a couple? Could it be that this boy is my sister's boyfriend?" Xia Xiaoxiao found out that she had broken up before the relationship even started. How do I know that my idol has a girlfriend? I'm heartbroken, I'm so sad. I just fell in love, and now I'm heartbroken. I will never believe in love again. Miss, lend me your shoulder. From now on, I will never believe a man's words again. The moment the flowers in Lin Yi's hand were handed to Xia Qianqian, the group of girls who had chased after him stopped one by one, and each of them looked at Lin Yi with sad eyes. This. Lin Yi looked at the strange looks around him and immediately felt embarrassed. He almost forgot that he had the most handsome face in the universe. If he continued to stay in such a place, he would definitely be eaten by the wolves around him. So, he looked at Xia Qianqian and said, "This is not the place to talk. Can we go somewhere else?" Puff. Xia Qianqian covered her mouth and smiled. How could she not see Lin Yi's embarrassment? His incredibly handsome face had already mesmerized those little girls. Judging from their eager eyes, if he continued, he would be eaten up by those little girls. Come on, I'll take you to meet my parents. Xia Qianqian gave Lin Yi a look. After all, she was an experienced woman and quickly woke up from her nervousness and anxiety. Meet your parents. Lin Yi was stunned. Could she be taking him to meet her parents? That would be troublesome, and he was not prepared. What else? Xia Qianqian looked at Lin Yi with a smile. All right. Lin Yi had no choice. The system has been explained in advance to meet all the requirements of the goddess. Now that the goddess has asked for it, as her shared boyfriend, how can I not do as she asks? Girl, go home. Xia Qianqian called Xia Xiaoxiao. Oh. Xia Xiaoxiao responded disappointedly, then picked up the coke and ran forward sadly, directly passing Lin Yi and Xia Qianqian, and quickly ran towards the floor where they lived. Your sister? Lin Yi looked at Xia Qianqian and asked. Yes, she is my sister. I told you in advance that she is a shrewd person and more difficult to deal with than my parents. You have to help me get through this no matter what. Xia Qianqian reminded in a low voice. No problem. She was just a little girl. Lin Yi didn't take it seriously. Also, my parents want me to go on a blind date with another man today. He is at my house right now. I hope you can perform as well as you can in front of my parents and defeat that man by the way. Xia Qianqian hit the point. You are quite rebellious. A girl of your age should get married. Lin Yi complained. You big-headed rebellious bastard, what era is it now? You're still going on a blind date. Humph. My youth has just begun. I don't want it to end so soon. Xia Qianqian rolled her eyes. Lin Yi smiled but didn't continue talking. Yes. Youth has just begun. How can it be ruined like this? What about you? You are so tall and handsome, how come you are in this line of work? Xia Qianqian asked tentatively. This was really her biggest question. Someone as handsome as him could easily enter the modeling or film and television industry, but he actually chose to be a shared boyfriend. The situation forces us to do so. Lin Yi only said for words. Xia Qianqian was stunned for a moment, then she covered her mouth and smiled, but did not continue talking. Behave well for me later. Come on. Let's go upstairs. Good. After saying that, the two of them walked towards the elevator. Dad, Mom, I'm heartbroken. As soon as Xia Xiaoxiao ran into her house, she lay down on the sofa and started shouting sadly. What nonsense are you talking about? You're still so young, when did you fall in love? And you even broke up. A middle-aged man in his 50s came over with a thermos cup of boiling water and rolled his eyes at Xia Xiaoxiao. The man's name was Xia Hongjun, an old soldier of the older generation, with no sons but 2 daughters. So, he also hoped to marry his 2 daughters into the army. Now, my daughter has grown up, and my old brother's son has also grown up. There is also someone to act as a matchmaker, so today I specially asked my daughter to come back so that they can meet each other. Just now, it's all my sister's fault. It's my sister who caused all this. Xia Xiaoxiao put her hands on her face and said sadly. Is your sister back? Xia Hongjun asked in surprise. Kindness. Xia Xiaoxiao pursed her lips sadly. Dad, you must help me. Marry my sister to brother Juwen, only in this way can I be happy. Why do you have to marry your sister to your brother Juwen in order for you to be happy? Xia Hongjun was puzzled. Although I know that my youngest daughter is clever, why does what she said sound like a trap? Don't worry about it. For the sake of your daughter's happiness, just do as I say. Xia Xiaoxiao said seriously. Okay. Dad will listen to you. Xia Hongjun nodded with a wry smile. Dad, Mom, I'm back. Just as I finished speaking, Xia Qianqian's voice was heard at the door. Snort. When Xia Xiaoxiao heard her sister's voice, her smile immediately disappeared, her brows immediately furrowed, and she glanced at the door with an unhappy look. The big girl is back. The kitchen door opened, and Xia's mother Zhangxiu came out with a bowl of food and walked towards the door. Hey! The eldest girl brought her friend back. This girl is pretty. As soon as Zhangxiu walked to the door, she saw another person following behind her daughter. This person was tall and thin, with an incredibly good-looking face, which even surprised her, an old woman. However, she still greeted him politely. When these words were spoken, Xia Qianqian and Lin Yi, who were changing their shoes, were stunned. Har 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 har. Only in the living room, Xia Xiaoxiao, who was angry, covered her mouth and burst into laughter. Mom, what are you talking about? He is a man, my boyfriend Lin Yi. Xia Qianqian's forehead was full of black lines. There's nothing I can do. Who told me that Lin Yi is so pretty? Has she become a grown-up girl in her mother's eyes? What? Boyfriend. Zhangxiu took a closer look and found that the man in front of him was indeed a man with an Adam's apple, dressed like a boy, and from head to toe, he really looked like a boy. But why was this boy so good-looking? Chapter 6. What a painful realization. Boyfriend. Now even Xia Hongjun was attracted by his daughter's words. Could it be that his daughter really didn't lie and had a boyfriend? That meant that the atmosphere tonight was awkward. It would have been better if Xia Hongjun didn't turn his head, but when he turned his head, he was really scared. After all, he has lived for most of his life and has seen all kinds of good-looking men. When he was in the army, there was an old brother who was known as the handsome man of Jade. With his looks, even several old brothers liked him. But when he saw the tall young man at the door clearly, he realized that his eyesight had been poor back then. Tall stature, strong chest muscles, a face as sharp as a knife, untrimmed eyebrows, but with a sense of majesty and dominance, righteousness in the eyes, fair skin, high nose bridge, and that flawless face, it is hard to imagine that such a perfect face and figure appear on a man. Dad. Xia Xiaoxiao next to her looked at the door unhappily. What's wrong? As soon as Xia Hongjun came to his senses, he immediately looked at his little daughter. I think he is not suitable for my sister, or brother Juen is more suitable for my sister. Xia Xiaoxiao said angrily. Why did Xia Hongjun always feel that the atmosphere was weird this time? Before he saw this boy, Xia Hongjun thought it was normal, but now, it has become so strange. Auntie. Hello, my name is Lin Yi, Qianqian's boyfriend. I often hear Qianqian mention you, saying that when you two go out, people always say you are a pair of sisters. When I saw you today, it turned out to be true. Lin Yi walked into the room and faced Zhang Xiu's strange look, thus breaking the strange atmosphere. Har har. Look at what you said, young man. Come on, sit inside, sit inside. Zhang Xiu couldn't stop smiling after being praised by Lin Yi. Xia Qianqian next to him gave Lin Yi a beautiful look. Fortunately, this guy was good at talking and knew how to please his mother-in-law. What do you mean by walking out like sisters? Is my sister that old? Xia Xiaoxiao stood up angrily and spoke unhappily. Girl, what are you talking about? When Zhang Xiu heard her daughter's words, she immediately glared at her. I'm not talking nonsense. What I said makes sense. If you dislike my sister, then don't bother her. Xia Xiaoxiao raised her little head and said very proudly. You? Xia Qianqian doesn't understand this sister yet, and it's clear that she's here to sabotage. I prefer mature and stable women. Lin Yi spoke first and interrupted Xia Qianqian without saying anything. But when these words came out, Xia Xiaoxiao was speechless. Didn't he mean that she was childish? Was her sister the type he liked? Yu hum. Xia Xiaoxiao was called childish by her male idol. She was so angry that she simply turned around and left. Har har. As soon as Xia Xiaoxiao left, Xia Qianqian, Zhang Xiu and Xia Hongjun all laughed, especially Xia Qianqian, who felt particularly happy seeing her sister being so upset. What are you so happy about? Xia Qianqian was still smiling when she saw the kitchen door opened. A man who looked to be in his 30s, wearing an apron and looking very energetic, came out carrying a plate of food. As soon as the man came out, the atmosphere became awkward. Xia Qianqian and Lin Yi looked over almost at the same time. Lin Yi recognized him at first sight. This man was the person Xia Qianqian was going on a blind date with tonight and also his enemy. Xiao Wen. Come, let me introduce her to you. She is my daughter Qianqian, and this is Qianqian's friend, Lin Yi. Xia Hongjun was worthy of being a soldier, so he was very steady, so he introduced him to Wang Zhuwen to avoid further embarrassment. In this case, he neither admitted that Lin Yi was his daughter's boyfriend, nor did he say that Wang Zhuwen was his daughter's blind date. When Wang Zhuwen heard this, he immediately shifted his gaze to Xia Qianqian and Lin Yi. It was okay to look at Xia Qianqian, as he only saw a beautiful woman. However, when he saw the man next to Xia Qianqian, Wang Zhuwen actually lost his confidence. This man was too handsome, with such a good figure and appearance, even a soldier like him didn't dare to compare his figure with his. However, Wang Zhuwen quickly calmed down, walked over immediately, and introduced himself with a smile. So you are Qianqian and Qianqian's friend. Hello, Qianqian, my name is Wang Zhuwen, I graduated from the United States Military Academy, and now I am the Deputy Staff Officer of the 3rd Army of the National Army. Wang Zhuwen is not a fool. He can see the situation in front of him. But, what can he do? He is very confident about his background and conditions. This incredibly handsome man in front of me is just a vase at best. How can he compare with me? Hello. Xia Qianqian also responded awkwardly. As soon as this person came on stage, he showed his identity. Isn't this just a show of strength to attack Lin Yi? If this floor is revealed, it will be terrible. Hello, my name is Lin Yi. I'm Qianqian's boyfriend. Lin Yi took a step forward and introduced himself naturally. Hey. Wait, what boyfriend? Who admits that you are my sister's boyfriend? Now we all admit that brother Juan is my sister's boyfriend. Stop being so self-indulgent. The door was pushed open, and Xia Xiaoxiao ran out at this time, constantly correcting others, fearing that everyone would think her sister had a boyfriend. Xia Xiaoxiao, shut up. Xia Qianqian said angrily. Xiaoxiao, don't talk nonsense. Zhang Xiu also grabbed her daughter. Her daughter's nonsensical words could easily offend people. I'm not talking nonsense. Look at brother Juan, he's tall, strong, handsome, and more importantly, he's got great conditions. If I were your sister, I'd be the first one to marry him. Xia Xiaoxiao said seriously. After Xia Xiaoxiao's praise, Wang Juan became even more proud. As for Xia Hongjun and Zhang Xiu, both of them had black lines on their foreheads. Xiao Xiao's words did make sense. When you are young, what's the big deal about being beautiful? But you will get old one day, right? But Wang Juan is different. His family conditions are good, and his own conditions are good. He will definitely have a good destination in the future. Dead girl. Xia Qianqian was furious. She had finally found a shared boyfriend to help her solve her problems, but this damn girl actually tortured her to death. If he didn't teach her a lesson, would he still be Xia Qianqian? However, when Xia Qianqian wanted to rush over, Lin Yi grabbed her hand. Xia Qianqian was stunned, but saw Lin Yi took a step forward with a wry smile and said, Mr. Wang, do you like Qianqian? Lin Yi's words startled everyone in the room, including Xia Qianqian. Didn't he come to help her? Why did he say such a thing? Did he want to give her a bad review? Yes, I fell in love with Qianqian the first time I saw her. Wang Juan nodded provocatively. It seems that Mr. Wang is sincere to Qianqian. How about this? When Qianqian and I's child is born, I will recognize you as the godfather. Chapter 7 Broken Heart Again. Lin Yi spoke slowly and very softly. As soon as these words came out, the whole room fell silent. Wang Juan, who originally had a confident smile on his face, gradually saw that smile freeze and then collapse, looking as if he was suffocating. What do you mean I will acknowledge you as my godfather when Qianqian and I's child is born? Could it be that they all have children? Maybe his family would allow a woman he's been in love with to marry him, but they would never allow someone with a child to marry him. Wang Juan had always been very confident, whether in appearance or ability, he considered himself second, and no one dared to claim to be first. However, today he was deeply shocked. First, the other person's face, which was more beautiful than a woman's, threw him out by dozens of streets, and then the other person's words were like the enemy holding a gun and shooting him in the chest. I was still full of confidence, thinking I could surpass him in everything, but what about him? He had already taken action and even got her pregnant. This. Whether it was Xia Qianqian, Xia Hongjun, or Zhang Xiu, their eyes widened. At this moment, Xia Hongjun and Zhang Xiu finally understood why their daughter was always reluctant to bring her boyfriend home. Because she was pregnant. Which woman would not be nervous about getting pregnant before getting married? Now they began to understand their daughter's thoughts. Think about it. If you don't go through any formalities and you have a child, how can you go home and meet people? How can you be willing to go on a blind date with others? If Lin Yi hadn't said it today, they might still be kept in the dark. Lin Yi, you. Xia Qianqian really wanted to eat Lin Yi at this time. You are my shared boyfriend, you are here to help me solve my problems, right? But you said that I have a child with you. If I tell others about this, how can I cover up my lie in the future? If you don't want to marry this man, then cooperate with me. Lin Yi held Xia Qianqian's hand and spoke in a very low voice. After hearing this, Xia Qianqian indeed became much calmer, but she grabbed Lin Yi's waist tightly and twisted it hard. Let him take advantage of me, let him take advantage of me. I have to teach him a lesson. Dad, Mom, I'm heartbroken again. Xia Xiaoxiao suddenly burst into tears. She felt like she was stabbed in the chest again. No, it should be said that someone covered her mouth and then stabbed her chest hard with a knife. When she found out that her idol was her sister's boyfriend, she felt like she was stabbed in the chest, which made her feel very uncomfortable. But it didn't matter, because there was a brother Juan at home, and with her ability, she would definitely be able to break up her sister and the idol. But now, she found herself stabbed with a knife while someone covered her mouth, and she was in so much pain that she couldn't even speak. When my sister didn't have a child, I could still try to snatch her away. But now that my sister already has a child, how can I snatch her away? Why are you heartbroken again? Xia Hongjun said with a puzzled look on his face. Anyway, I just broke up. From now on, I will never believe in love again. Woo. Xia Xiao stomped her feet in anger, then wiped her tears and ran into the room. What nonsense is this girl talking about? Xia Hongjun was becoming more and more confused about his little daughter. Her sister is pregnant, she should be happy, why is she saying she is heartbroken? I've never been in love before. How can I be heartbroken? Girl. Why didn't you discuss such a big thing as pregnancy with your parents? Come on, sit down quickly. Zhang Xiu and Xia Hongjun stood up together and hurried to support their daughter. Dad, Mom, this is such a big deal, why would I need to discuss this with you? It's not like I don't intend to tell you. Xia Qianqian wanted to cry when she answered this question. This damn Lin Yi said he would be a shield for me, but now he has gotten me into this situation. What should I do next? You're still saying that. Don't you know? Women need to nourish themselves during pregnancy. Look how thin you are. Zhang Xiu glared at her daughter. Come on, let's eat. Xiaolin and Xiaowen, come and eat together. Xia Hongjun was feeling a little nervous at the moment. On the one hand, he felt a little sorry for his old comrades, but on the other hand, he was excited to have a grandson. Uncle, you and your family can reunite. I will go back first. Wang Zhiwen began to think about saying goodbye. If you continue to stay here, it will be a disgrace. She already has a child, and you are still trying to poach her. Isn't that embarrassing for me? What do you mean you're going back first? Sit down and eat before you leave. What? Do you look down on an old man like me? I've always heard from your dad that you can drink. Drink a couple of buckets with me before you leave. Xia Hongjun felt sorry for Wang Zhiwen. If he left without even eating, how could he feel at ease in the future? Besides, you cooked all the dishes on this table. If you leave, you can take them with you. This. Wang Zhiwen felt even more embarrassed. He didn't know whether to leave or not. Xiaowen. Sit down. Let's get some food before you leave. Zhang Xiu also greeted him. Okay then. Auntie. Wang Zhiwen had no choice but to sit down awkwardly. Things had come to this point, and it would be really unkind of him to leave. Xiao Xiao, come out to eat. Zhang Xiu shouted into the room and then went to knock on the door. Lin Yi, come, sit next to me and pick some food for me later. Xia Qianqian sat down and even pulled Lin Yi to sit down with her. Okay. Lin Yi had no objection and sat down next to Xia Qianqian. Snort. At this time, Xia Xiaoxiao also walked out of the room and sat next to Lin Yi, looking at Xia Qianqian and Lin Yi with an unhappy look. Come on, everyone is here, let's eat. When Xia Hongjun saw his youngest daughter coming out, he invited everyone to eat and took out his own wine, etc. When Zhang Xiu saw Xia Qianqian pick up a piece of stir-fried pork with chili pepper with chopsticks and put it into her mouth, he quickly called her. Girl, you are pregnant now. You must be careful about the food you eat during pregnancy. You can't eat these dishes with chili peppers. Wait a moment, Mom will make you some chicken soup. Zhang Xiu stopped her daughter and reminded her. Mom, is it that serious? Xia Qianqian was overwhelmed. Because of her pregnancy, she couldn't even eat her favorite dishes. What's serious or not? Wait for a moment, I'll fix it right away. Zhang Xiu gave repeated instructions and then ran into the kitchen alone. Seeing her mother's expression, Xia Qianqian directed all her anger at Lin Yi. It was still a fake pregnancy now. If it was a real pregnancy, what would happen? It would be a disaster. It was all this guy's fault. If it weren't for this guy, how could it be like this? Chapter 8 Chemical Weapons. Lin Yi spread her hands helplessly. There was no other way. In order to cooperate with this play, she had to suffer a little. Otherwise, how could she deceive her parents? Old man, how do you make chicken soup? Check it on your phone. In just half a minute, Zhang Xiu came out with half a chicken. Seeing her mother's expression, Xia Qianqian frowned. Could it be that she didn't know how to make chicken soup? If she did, would it still be edible? Auntie, how about I do it? Lin Yi put down his chopsticks, stood up and said. You? Zhang Xiao and Xia Qianqian were both shocked. Could he really cook? She was just writing it casually at that time. Xiaolin, this is your first time at my house. How can I let you cook? Zhang Xiao said embarrassedly. Auntie, please don't say that. I usually cook for Qianqian when I live with her. Qianqian doesn't like anything else but the chicken soup I make. Lin Yi laughed boastfully. Cowhide. Xia Xiaoxiao spoke with contempt. Girl, you are right. My brother-in-law can also cook cowhide. I will make it for you someday. Lin Yi immediately added to Xiao Xiao's words. I don't care. Xia Xiaoxiao said angrily. Lin Yi smiled innocently and did not continue to answer her. Auntie, uncle, you guys eat first, I'll make chicken soup. Lin Yi simply took half the chicken from Zhang Xiao and walked towards the kitchen. I'll help Lin Yi, you guys eat first. When Xia Qianqian saw Lin Yi go into the kitchen, she followed him. She almost got exposed just now, so she had to remind Lin Yi next. It's not enough that these two kids are entangled with each other every day, they also have to cook together. Zhang Xiao shook his head and sat down with a wry smile. You just like to worry too much. Let them be. After all, they are going to be parents soon. Xia Hongjun smiled bitterly. Come on, Xiaowen. Let's have a couple of drinks. Okay. Wang Juwen also raised his glass and clinked it with Xia Hongjuen's. Brother Juwen's food is really delicious. I still like Brother Juwen. Dad, Mom, I want to ask you something. Xia Xiaoxiao started talking nonsense while eating. What do you want? Xia Hongjun frowned. Do you doubt Lin Yi? Do you doubt my sister? I always feel that Lin Yi is a fake boyfriend that my sister invited back. As for the pregnancy, my sister must have faked it. Xia Xiaoxiao said seriously. This. Xia Hongjun and Wang Juwen were both stunned. Only Zhang Xiao was angry. What nonsense are you talking about, you little girl? Can you pretend to be pregnant? If you don't understand, don't talk nonsense. Zhang Xiao angrily slapped her daughter's head. I'm just talking, right? Is it necessary to hit someone? I'm going to hit you, hurry up and eat. Zhang Xiao was an experienced person and knew how much impact pregnancy would have on a woman's reputation. Even if Lin Yi was not her daughter's boyfriend, she would definitely not pretend to be pregnant, right? In this case, pretending to be pregnant would affect her whole life, right? However, Xiao Xiao's unintentional words attracted Wang Juwen's attention. What's that smell? It smells so good. Just as she picked up a piece of vegetable and put it into her mouth, Xia Xiaoxiao suddenly screamed. Millimeter, it smells really good, it's the smell of chicken soup. Zhang Xiao also smelled it. Chicken soup. Xia Hongjun and Wang Juwen were also attracted by the fragrance. They looked towards the kitchen together. The fragrance obviously came from the kitchen. Xia Qianqian's next door home. My daughter. Eat something. You haven't eaten for 3 days. You can't go on like this. Please, Mom, please. A woman holding a bowl of food was squatting in front of a girl who was only 12 or 13 years old. The girl was skinny and extremely thin. Mom, I can't eat. The little girl said. Ever since her father left her mother for another woman, the little girl suffered from autism. She didn't like to talk, didn't like to be with her classmates, and liked to stay alone in her room. Later, her condition became serious and she began to hate food. In order to cure this disease, her mother took her to dozens of hospitals across the country, but the doctors said that eating was voluntary, and if she was unwilling to eat, then she would have to prepare for her death. Now, the little girl hasn't eaten for 3 days. As a mother, how can I not be anxious? My daughter. If you don't eat something, your body will collapse. Can I beg you? The woman almost knelt down to beg her daughter. Mom. The little girl's weak expression became a little anxious. Just when she was about to call out to her mother, a strange fragrance drifted in from the window. Mom, it smells so good, I want to eat this. The little girl looked out the window and said with her eyes wide open. What? You want to eat? The woman was startled and looked out the window. What a nice smell. It's the smell of chicken soup. Wait a minute, daughter. I'll make you some chicken soup right away. Mom, I don't want the chicken soup you made. I want to eat this kind of chicken soup. I want to drink it. The little girl licked her lips and said impatiently. You want to drink this? Okay, Mom will help you find it. The woman quickly got up, opened the door and left. But as soon as the door was opened, the fragrance wafted into the corridor outside, and the smell came from the Xia family. Lin Yi, this chicken soup smells so good. How did you make it? Xia Qianqian asked excitedly as she looked at the steaming chicken soup in the pot. The preparation method of chicken soup is almost the same as that of ordinary chicken soup, but it seems to be thicker than ordinary chicken soup, especially the aroma, which makes people feel relaxed and happy and increases their appetite. You know, Xia Qianqian stayed by Lin Yi's side throughout the whole process, and she knew exactly what ingredients Lin Yi put in and the degree of heat, but this fragrance was really too shocking. It's a secret recipe passed down from generation to generation. If you want to learn it, I'll teach you. Lin Yi smiled. Lin Yi, I really want to know who you are. You are so good looking and you cook so well. You know what? I really want you to become a regular employee now. Xia Qianqian looked at Lin Yi and said. Okay. Let's do it tonight. Let's get pregnant at the same time. Lin Yi teased. Roll. Xia Qianqian raised her fist and was about to attack. Stop it, the chicken soup is ready. Let's go eat. Lin Yi served the chicken soup and called out to Xia Qianqian. Smells good. As soon as the kitchen door opened, Zhang Xiu, Xia Hongjun, Xia Xiaoxiao and Wang Juwen stood up together. Each of them took a greedy deep breath and smelled the aroma of chicken soup. Just the heat alone makes one start drooling. Almost the whole house, no, it should be said that the whole building was covered by this fragrance. When Wang Juwen smelled the fragrance of the chicken soup, his mind went blank and his face looked extremely ugly. He found that his last bit of confidence was gone. He accepted his fate because he was not as handsome as him. He also accepted his fate because he was not as fast as him. Now he can't even cook better than him. Chapter 9, the whole community was shocked. Xiao Lin, this chicken soup is really made by you. After all, Zhang Xiu has been cooking for decades, but she has never smelled such a delicious chicken soup. This is not chicken soup, it's chemical weapons. Just a sniff can stimulate one's taste buds. What would happen if one took a sip? Mom, I made the chicken soup. Lin Yi just helped. Xia Qianqian raised her neck and said proudly. Come on. You did it, I don't know what you are capable of. Zhang Xiu rolled her eyes at her daughter. Seeing that she was exposed, Xia Qianqian simply stuck out her tongue and rolled her eyes. HMPH. Good-looking men are usually useless, and delicious food tastes spicy. Although this soup is delicious, it definitely doesn't taste good. Xia Xiaoxiao grumbled aside, I still like to eat Brother Juwen's food. Brother Juen is the real man. Xia Xiaoxiao's words clearly sounded strange, and were specifically directed at Xia Qianqian. Silly girl, if you don't speak, no one will think you are dumb. Xia Qianqian said angrily. If you don't speak, you are dumb. I have a mouth, so I love to talk. Who told you to make me lose my love? Xia Xiaoxiao rolled her eyes. Okay, can you two be quiet? Sit down and eat. By the way, big girl, can daddy have a sip of this soup? Xia Hongjun couldn't wait any longer. As soon as he put down the pot of chicken soup, he was already salivating. If he continued like this, it would be fatal. Sure. Xia Qianqian agreed readily. Zhang Xiu and Wang Juwen also looked over when Xia Qianqian did this. Although Wang Juwen was hit hard, he had to admit that the chicken soup was so delicious and he really wanted to taste it. Dong dong. Just as Xia Qianqian was about to scoop chicken soup for her father, there was a knock on the door. Come on, who is it? When Zhang Xiu heard someone knocking on the door, he immediately went to open it. The door opened, and a woman and a skinny little girl came into everyone's view. It's Xiaomai. How did you find time to come here? Come, sit inside. Zhang Xiu recognized the mother and daughter. Aren't they the neighbors next door? Their husband ran away, leaving behind a mother and daughter. The daughter fell ill and her condition was very serious. Sister Zhang, the aroma of your chicken soup just wafted into my house, and it made my daughter hungry. Can you give some to my daughter? Xiaomai said a little embarrassedly. Nowadays, it is rare to bring your daughter to someone else's house to beg for food. No wonder she was embarrassed. Zhang Xiu was stunned for a moment, then smiled and said, "It's not a big deal. Come on in, you must not have eaten yet. Let's eat together." But Xiao Mai immediately felt embarrassed when she saw that the room was full of guests. "Come on. It's okay, we are all family." Zhang Xiu usually took good care of the mother and daughter. When he heard that the little girl wanted to eat, he was naturally very happy. So he invited the mother and daughter into their house in a friendly manner. "Come, little sister, sit next to your sister." Xia Qianqian quickly served a bowl of soup for the little girl and immediately invited her to come over. "Thank you, sister." The little girl took the soup and took a sip. After taking a bite, her whole body trembled and her face turned red. Boom! She felt the muscle cells all over her body burning. It is like a dead person who has suddenly come back to life, and his vitality is constantly increasing, and his whole body is full of energy and strength. "Mom, I'm so hungry." The little girl looked at her mother and said seriously. "Hungry? Are you?" When Xiaomai heard that her daughter was hungry, her whole body trembled and a feeling of happiness surged in her mind. Over the years, she has been worried about her daughter not eating every day, but now, her daughter actually said that she was hungry. Could it be that this chicken soup cured my daughter's illness? "Come, there's food here." When Zhang Xiu heard this, he quickly handed over a bowl of rice. After the little girl took it, she started eating with big mouthfuls, then picked up the chopsticks to pick up some food. "These dishes are terrible." The little girl took a bite of the vegetable, immediately spit it out, and then just ate white rice. Her action stabbed Wang Juan in the chest again. "My cooking is at the master level, but now, after this little girl has eaten Lin Yi's soup, she actually said that his food is unpalatable. Is Lin Yi's food really that delicious?" "Lin Yi, you are awesome." Xia Qianqian gave Lin Yi a thumbs up. She felt that Lin Yi was becoming increasingly difficult to understand. What's so great about it? Lin Yi was very puzzled. "You don't know this yet, but this girl lives next door to me. She got claustrophobia when she was very young, and later developed anorexia. The doctor said that if she didn't eat, she might die. Who knew that your bowl of chicken soup saved her life?" Xia Qianqian explained. "Is it that exaggerated?" Lin Yi was really shocked. He just made a soup according to the cooking method in the super cooking skill, but it turned out to have such a big effect. "Old Xia. What are you doing at home? What smells so good?" "Yeah. Maybe you have something good that you haven't shared with the neighbors." "It smells so good, I can't handle it. I just had dinner and I'm hungry already. Oh my god. If I continue to be stimulated by this fragrance, I will definitely go crazy." Because the door was not closed in time, the neighbors walked out of their homes, went to the corridor, and walked towards the Xia family. This. Xia Hongjun knew that the soup was very fragrant and would certainly taste good, but who knew that the aroma would alarm the neighbors? "Humph. I don't believe this soup can be so delicious." Seeing the people outside the house and the little girl eating happily, Xia Xiaoxiao became completely unconvinced. She directly picked up the spoon and took a big sip. After drinking it, Xia Xiaoxiao was stunned and her face turned red. "R." Xia Xiaoxiao suddenly screamed and ran into the room with tears streaming down her face. "Girl, what's wrong with you?" Xia Hongjun shouted, but he quickly turned his attention to the chicken soup. He didn't think much about it and took a sip of it. Zhang Xiu followed suit and drank it directly. "R." After the couple drank it together, they shouted loudly. "How so?" "Lao Xia, this soup, this soup." Both the couple's faces turned red and their bodies trembled, as if they were feeling unbelievable. "Dad, Mom, what's wrong with you?" When Xia Qianqian saw the looks on her parents' faces, she was completely shocked. "Very delicious." Xia Hongjun and Zhang Xiu said in unison. "Too delicious." Xia Qianqian was stunned. "It tastes so good. Do you need to make this expression?" However, Xia Qianqian also picked up the spoon and took a sip. Chapter 10 Sisters turn against each other. "Too delicious." Xia Qianqian was stunned. "It tastes so good. Do you need to make this expression?" However, Xia Qianqian also picked up the spoon and took a sip. When Xia Qianqian took a sip of the soup, she felt as if she had returned to her mother's womb. She felt warm, comfortable, and happy. She had no worries, and everything was so natural and beautiful. And her whole body felt particularly refreshed, as if she was not drinking soup, but had encountered something very wonderful. This. Xia Qianqian's face turned red and then white. She couldn't describe the taste of the soup because she found that after she finished it, there was no more delicious food in her world. Lin Yi, your soup, this soup. Xia Qianqian looked at Lin Yi with trembling eyes. How does it taste? Lin Yi smiled and looked at Xia Qianqian. Very delicious. Xia Qianqian finally understood her sister and her parents' expressions at that time. Too delicious. Wang Zhuwen next to him was obviously a little unconvinced. He didn't believe that his last trump card was trampled by this man. So, he picked up the spoon and took a sip unwillingly. After he took a sip, his whole body trembled and he sat upright on the chair, his eyes widened and his face turned extremely pale. In the past, when he was picking up girls, he liked to show off his cooking skills. Every girl would praise the dishes he cooked after eating them, which made him more interested in cooking. He is also full of confidence in his cooking skills. But what about today? What happened today? He found that after he drank this soup, the food he once thought was the most delicious in the world was garbage in front of this chicken soup. He knew that he had lost. In terms of looks, he was not as good as the man in front of him, not to mention his cooking skills. No wonder Xia Qianqian liked him instead of him. Just these 2 points convinced him wholeheartedly. You guys. Seeing everyone sighing and savoring the taste, Lin Yi and Xiaomai were dumbfounded. They were both thinking, this chicken soup is really that delicious. Mom, I'm so full. I'm done eating. The little girl ate a big bowl of rice and looked at Xiaomai happily. Did you really eat this bowl of rice by yourself? Xiaomai had forgotten how long it had been since her daughter had eaten so much. She really couldn't imagine that just a bowl of chicken soup saved her daughter's life. Kindness. The little girl nodded happily. Well. Xiaomai quickly hugged the little girl into her arms, her eyes red. She knew that it was this bowl of soup that saved her daughter's life. Now that my daughter is eating, it means she is saved. Sister, take your daughter to the hospital for a checkup. It's a good thing that she's eating now. Lin Yi interrupted the mother and daughter and smiled. Lin Yi also heard some of their stories from Xia Qianqian. Now that the little girl has finally eaten, it's time to go to the hospital for a checkup. Well. Xiaomai picked up her daughter and walked away, but after 2 steps she stopped, bowed 3 times to Lin Yi, then picked up her daughter and left. Is it true or not? The little girl has had anorexia for 3 years and was on the verge of death. Now she has been cured by a bowl of chicken soup. This is a medical miracle. A bowl of chicken soup cured a disease that countless hospitals couldn't cure. Is this chicken soup really that delicious? As soon as Xiaomai left the Xia family with her daughter in her arms, the neighbors who were attracted by the smell of chicken soup started talking about it. The neighbors all knew about the little girl's illness and even donated money, but to no avail. But today, a bowl of chicken soup cured her. To be honest, seeing everyone's expressions, Lin Yi himself didn't believe that the soup was so delicious. He just made it according to the chicken soup recipe in the 18 super cooking skills, but he didn't expect it to cause such a sensation. Mom, Dad, I have something to announce. At this time, Xia Xiaoxiao pushed open the door, wiped her tears and walked out of the room. What's up? Xia Hongjun, who was still reminiscing about the past, looked at his daughter. I don't care. I will never allow Lin Yi to be with me, because Lin Yi is my first love. He is mine. Xia Xiaoxiao said seriously and loudly. The words were simple, but serious. Coming out of the mouth of the little girl in front of me, it sounded like a joke. But this tone made everyone present stunned. Xia Hongjun and Zhang Xiao are smart people. Now they finally understand why Xiaoxiao is determined to break up Lin Yi and Xia Qianqian. The reason is here. As for Wang Zhuwen, he felt like he was stabbed in the chest again. From the very beginning, this girl had been trying to match him up with her sister. He thought she admired and was fascinated by his talent. But now, after learning her true purpose, Wang Zhuwen really wanted to find a place to spit out the dirty blood in his mouth. This is so depressing. If you continue like this, I will be killed by your family. We agreed to go on a blind date, but what happened? You were attacked everywhere? No, he must leave. If he doesn't leave, he will be the one to die. What nonsense are you talking about, you little bitch? Today is the first time you meet Lin Yi, When did he become your first love? Do you have any shame? Xia Qianqian was furious. This damn girl just wouldn't stop. I don't care, he is my first love, I am already in love. After that bowl of soup, Xia Xiaoxiao found that she really fell in love with this man. Even if he had a girlfriend, so what? Even if he had a child with her sister, so what? She didn't care. You damn girl, I'm going to beat you to death. Who is afraid of whom? The two sisters rushed towards each other and soon started quarreling. I said, you guys. Zhang Xiu and Xia Hongjun felt embarrassed when they saw the looks of their two daughters. How could it not be embarrassing? Because of a bowl of chicken soup, the two sisters turned against each other. Uncle, auntie. I'm full, I'll go back first, you guys take your time eating. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Wang Zhuan stood up and said goodbye to Xia Hongjun. Go ahead. Xia Hongjun waved his hand, looking indifferent. Well. Wang Zhuan's heart was hurt again. When he came, he was so welcome, but when he left, he didn't even look at him. This is the difference. After taking another look at the unbelievably good-looking man next to him, Wang Zhuan felt sad. From then on, he could only lower his eyebrows to this man. Xiaolin. Ignore them, let's continue eating. Seeing the two daughters bickering, Xia Hongjun didn't care. He had to help everyone. The best way was to help no one. Yes, uncle. Lin Yi smiled bitterly and simply sat down. You still have to keep a low profile in the future. Is it really necessary to just make a random dish and cause such a sensation? Chapter 11 is this Dionyse. Xiaolin. Ignore them, let's continue eating. Seeing the two daughters bickering, Xia Hongjun didn't care. He had to help everyone. The best way was to help no one. Yes, uncle. Lin Yi smiled bitterly and simply sat down. You still have to keep a low profile in the future. Is it really necessary to just make a random dish and cause such a sensation? Can I have a drink? Xia Hongjun raised his glass and asked. This. Lin Yi smiled and wanted to agree. However, Xia Qianqian, who was arguing with Xia Xiaoxiao, immediately interrupted Lin Yi. Dad, Lin Yi doesn't usually drink, so don't make things difficult for him. Xia Qianqian was afraid that Lin Yi would reveal his flaws. The chicken soup incident just now was shocking enough. What if Lin Yi got drunk and told the truth? That would be disastrous. So, she had to persuade Lin Yi. Humph. And you keep saying that she is someone's girlfriend. How shameless. Don't you know? My father just wants to find a son-in-law who can drink. Drink with him. Xia Xiaoxiao looked down on him and said, just give him to me. I will allow him to drink with Dad. You? Xia Qianqian felt that her sister was becoming more and more desiring of a beating. Okay, can you guys just calm down for a second? You're arguing over a glass of wine. Xiaolin, how about having a drink with me? Xia Hongjun glared at his two daughters, then looked at Lin Yi Dao. Good. Lin Yi had no objection. Lin Yi. Xia Qianqian looked at Lin Yi anxiously. It's okay, just 1 cup. Lin Yi comforted. Lin Yi has the skill of super alcohol tolerance, and a glass of wine cannot defeat him. Dad, I'll get you some wine. When Xia Xiaoxiao saw this, she smiled evilly, turned around and ran towards the wine cabinet. This girl is only active in this kind of thing. Come on, ignore him. Let's eat. The food is getting cold. Zhang Xiu rolled his eyes and immediately invited Lin Yi and Qianqian to eat. Good. Lin Yi and Xia Qianqian responded at the same time and each picked up their chopsticks to pick up some food. The wine is coming. Xia Xiaoxiao cheered, and she came over carrying a large bottle of Maotai and 2 large bowls, and placed them on both sides of the table. What are you doing? Xia Qianqian almost screamed out and asked the girl to get some wine. She brought the strongest Maotai, and 2 big bowls of it. What does she want to do? To kill Lin Yi? Drinking? You know our dad. He likes to drink a few more glasses on festive occasions. So, you allow our dad to drink, right? I know you are not filial at all. As she was speaking, Xia Xiaoxiao raised the bottle and started pouring 2 full bowls of wine. You? Xia Qianqian could see that this damn girl was deliberately trying to make trouble for Lin Yi. After drinking this bowl of wine, Lin Yi would definitely be drunk. Today, this girl has gone too far, but I didn't expect it to go to this extent. Gulu. Xia Qianqian was so anxious that she couldn't speak. When Xia Xiaoxiao showed a cunning smile, the sound of drinking water interrupted them. They looked down and saw Lin Yi holding up a big bowl and drinking a full 1 or 2 kilograms of Mao Tai in one breath. Uncle. Let me drink first as a sign of respect. After Lin Yi finished drinking, he put the bowl on the table. Xia Qianqian and Xia Xiaoxiao almost dropped their jaws in shock. 2 kilograms of Mao Tai, over 60 degrees, was drunk by Lin Yi in one breath. You know, it would take her father at least an hour to drink so much Mao Tai, right? Moreover, her father came from the army. Anyone who comes from the army knows how to drink strong liquor. But even so, it will take time, right? But Lin Yi blew up 2 kilograms of Mao Tai? Lin Yi, are you a straight man? Xia Xiaoxiao asked blankly. In Xia Xiaoxiao's mind, Lin Yi should be that kind of soft girl. After all, she is so pretty, so what else could she be but an idol-type soft girl? However, after drinking this bowl of wine, she found that her idea was wrong. This is simply a straight man of steel, isn't it? Or rather, even tougher than a straight man of steel. Lin Yi, are you okay? Xia Qianqian became anxious and hurried to support Lin Yi. Drinking like this could be fatal. If something happened, what would happen? Don't worry, this amount of alcohol won't be a problem for me. Lin Yi wiped the wine off his face and smiled bitterly. After drinking this bowl of wine, Lin Yi felt that it was no different from drinking plain water. Xia Qianqian found that she could no longer understand this man. He was so handsome, cooked so deliciously, and even had a good alcohol tolerance. Is every shared boyfriend so awesome? Har har. Good, you are indeed a real man, Xiaolin. Uncle likes people who are so direct like you. Do you want to have another drink? Xia Hongjun was in a very good mood. There are 2 ways to bring people closer. The first is through life and death, and the second is through similar interests. Especially for those who drink, once they drink together, they will easily become Iron Abyss in the future. Before, in Xia Hongjuan's eyes, Lin Yi was just the kind of person who was good looking and could cook a little, but after eating this bowl of food, he felt that his idea was wrong. Then I will sacrifice my life to accompany you, sir. Lin Yi said without any hesitation. Lin Yi. Xia Qianqian was anxious. She had just finished a bowl, but Lin Yi wanted to drink more. What if something happened? It's okay. Uncle is happy today, so I will have a couple of drinks with him. Lin Yi didn't care at all. But Xia Qianqian was still afraid of revealing her flaws. I'll get the wine. Xia Xiaoxiao smiled mischievously, got up and ran away. The wine came, and another bowl was poured for Lin Yi. Lin Yi drank it in one gulp just like last time. This time, it caused a round of cheers, but Xia Hongjun was not so good. After only a few gulps of the bowl, he began to speak unclearly. After all, Mao Tai is not Wu Liangyi. Mao Tai has a higher alcohol content and burns the throat more than Wu Liangyi. The meal was not over until Xia Hongjun was drunk and unconscious. Lin Yi, come in. As soon as Xia Hongjun was sent to his room, Xia Qianqian pulled Lin Yi into her own room. What's the matter? Lin Yi asked curiously. Do you want to die? You drank so much with my dad, what if you reveal your flaws? Xia Qianqian was really angry. It is said that people speak the truth when they are drunk. If Lin Yi told the truth, she would be so embarrassed. Don't worry about this. Your dad can't drink more than me. Lin Yi said confidently. You? Xia Qianqian looked at Lin Yi angrily, as if she wanted to pinch him a few times, but just as she was about to do so, she stopped. How can you drink so much? And the dishes are so delicious. Professional requirements. Lin Yi smiled. Professional requirements. People in your profession are all so handsome, so good at cooking, and so good at drinking. Xia Qianqian said in surprise. Chapter 12 Lin Yi, I will support you. That's not the case. I'm the only one who can do that. Lin Yi didn't know how to explain it, so he just gave a casual explanation. Boast. Xia Qianqian rolled her eyes. By the way, the lease is almost over. Remember to give it a 5-star rating later. Lin Yi changed the subject. The meal was over, the blind date had left, and the parents had been dealt with. It was time for Lin Yi to leave. Click. Just as Lin Yi finished speaking, the door was pushed open and Zhang Xiu walked in. Xiaolin, you didn't bring your pajamas. Here, these belong to your uncle. They are new, so you can wear them without worry. Zhang Xiu walked in with a smile and put a nightgown on the bed. You guys chat first, I'll go back and clean up. After Zhang Xiu finished speaking, he closed the door and left. Lin Yi was stunned for a moment, and so was Xia Qianqian. It looks like your lease hasn't ended yet. Xia Qianqian looked at Lin Yi Dao. What's the meaning? Lin Yi didn't understand what it meant by it seems not yet completed. My mom has already prepared pajamas for you, so naturally you can stay at my house overnight. Anyway, the rental period is 1 night, and only 3 hours have passed this night. Xia Qianqian started to get her pajamas, speaking as she sorted them out. You're staying over at my house, so where should I sleep? Lin Yi was overwhelmed. There were only 3 rooms in their house, 1 for her parents, 1 for her sister, and 1 for her. So where would she sleep? Where else? My room, of course. Humph. You said that both you and I are pregnant. If you sleep in the living room, my parents will definitely get suspicious. Xia Qianqian blushed and gave Lin Yi a cold look. This. Lin Yi looked at the bed. It was very cute and indeed suitable for 2 people to sleep in. Lin Yi, how about we discuss something? Xia Qianqian folded her pajamas, then unfolded them, then folded them again, repeating the same action over and over again. What's up? Lin Yi asked. You've already told our parents that I'm pregnant, but if there's no reaction from now on, our parents will definitely get suspicious. Otherwise, let's make it real. And you don't have to do that shared boyfriend of yours. If you need money, I'll support you. If that doesn't work out, we can work together. When Xia Qianqian said this, her face turned as red as an apple. What? Lin Yi pretended not to hear clearly. To be honest, Lin Yi was really tempted. If it were in the past, he would have dreamed about it. But he couldn't agree. The reason is simple, it's still this system. I said, be my boyfriend, we can officially date, and we can even get pregnant first. Xia Qianqian emphasized seriously. When she emphasized this sentence again, Xia Qianqian's face had already turned as red as an apple. She was actually asked to say such embarrassing words for the 2nd time. Doesn't he know that he is a girl? Har. When Lin Yi heard this, he covered his mouth and laughed very loudly. Lin Yi, what are you laughing at? Tell me, are you listening to me? Xia Qianqian was furious. She had spoken so seriously, but this guy just stood there laughing. Yes. I have been listening very carefully. Lin Yi restrained his smile and nodded. If you do, then answer me. Are you short of money as a shared boyfriend? If you are short of money, you can tell me. Xia Qianqian looked at Lin Yi seriously. He is so handsome, he cooks well, and he can drink. He must have had a good family education to be able to master so many skills. He must be a young master from a big family, but he has to become a shared boyfriend because he has fallen on hard times. Now that she has encountered him, she will never let Lin Yi continue to go astray. You want to support me? Lin Yi looked at Xia Qianqian and said. I'm not supporting you, but I want you to be my regular girlfriend. You can see that I'm so pretty and have a great figure, and there are so many people chasing after me. You won't lose out at all if I become your girlfriend. Xia Qianqian said sincerely. If it were in the past, Xia Qianqian would never say such words. However, when she saw the nearly perfect man in front of her, she couldn't help herself. He is so handsome and his cooking is so delicious. If someone cheats him away, it will be my loss. Don't make a fuss, let's deal with tonight first. To be honest, Lin Yi was indeed a little moved. However, thinking about this super shared boyfriend system, he suppressed the idea. He doesn't want to go back to the past. He actually enjoys this feeling now. You? Xia Qianqian was angry. He simply stopped talking nonsense, stretched out an arm to hug Lin Yi's neck, pulled him towards himself, and then put his mouth forward. What are you doing? Lin Yi supported Xia Qianqian's head with his hands. Kiss you. Xia Qianqian pulled hard, but because Lin Yi held her head up, she could not get close to Lin Yi's face. Don't make trouble, your parents and sister are outside, it would be bad if they saw us. I don't care, I want to kiss you. You've gone too far. Too much. Then let me ask you, are you my boyfriend now? Yes. Then you won't give me a kiss. No. You won't give it to me, right? You won't give it to me, right? Xia Qianqian was getting more aggressive. She was a very persistent person. The more Lin Yi refused, the more she wanted to get it. Click. At this time, the door was pushed open, and Xia Xiaoxiao was standing at the door in her nightgown, holding a pillow. Lin Yi and Xia Qianqian, who were entangled with each other, stopped at the same time and looked towards the door. Boo! Lin Yi wasn't paying attention and Xia Qianqian kissed him on the cheek. Why are you not sleeping so late? Xia Qianqian got off the bed, put Lin Yi down, and walked towards the door. Lin Yi wanted to speak, but he couldn't. Was this woman going too far? There's someone at the door, but she still doesn't forget to kiss you. I can't sleep. Xia Xiaoxiao walked in with her lips pouting and her eyes watery, then she pulled open the quilt and got into bed. What are you doing? Go back to your room. Xia Qianqian was about to explode. You can't sleep. If you come to sleep in my room, will you be able to sleep? Sister, I'm heartbroken, so I decided to sleep with Lin Yi tonight. Xia Xiaoxiao hugged the quilt tightly, as if she would never leave. What kind of logic is this? You're heartbroken, why do you have to sleep with Lin Yi? Xia Qianqian yelled. Because sleeping with him, I can get back the feeling of being in love. Xia Xiaoxiao said seriously. You stinky girl, get out of here. Xia Qianqian really wants to eat this sister. I was planning to eat Lin Yi this evening. Aren't you ruining my plans by making such a fuss? No, I must get this girl back. Seeing the two sisters quarreling, Lin Yi simply picked up his pajamas and walked into the bathroom. Seeing them making such a fuss, he was bound to be dragged into the bathroom. Chapter 13 I Still Have a Mouth. After Lin Yi walked into the bathroom, he found that the quarrel outside had become louder, but he didn't have the time to care. The only thing he wanted was to end the lease as soon as possible and get a 5-star rating so that his ability would be permanent. But the question is, in this situation, how can we quickly end the lease? By the way, could you pass me a pair of shorts? After Lin Yi finished his shower, he discovered a problem. He had pajamas but no shorts. Wasn't this embarrassing for him? Here I am, wait a minute. Xia Qianqian answered, and soon she came over and knocked on the door. Lin Yi slowly opened the door a crack and reached out to take his shorts. But when Lin Yi opened the door a crack, Xia Qianqian opened the crack wider, and soon, Lin Yi's naked body appeared in front of Xia Qianqian. What attracted Xia Qianqian was not anything else but Lin Yi's almost perfect body, 6-pack abs, and perfect mermaid line. This was even more perfect than the bodies of those superstars in the movies. As soon as she saw this body, Xia Qianqian felt the muscles and perfect skin carrying hormones, which made her heart beat faster and made her want to rush over and eat him up. Although she had seen many celebrities' upper bodies on TV, their figures were far inferior to Lin Yi's. She was not qualified to be compared with Lin Yi at all. Wow! What a great figure! That's the mermaid line. When Xia Qianqian was shocked, she heard her sisters scream in her ears. How is it possible? How can there be such a perfect body in this world? Xia Qianqian murmured. Sister, am I sure I'm not dreaming? Xia Xiaoxiao opened her eyes wide and spoke. It doesn't he seem to be. Xia Qianqian swallowed her saliva, her greedy eyes became even more fanatical. If her sister wasn't here, she would have wanted to rush over at this moment. Does that look good? Lin Yi came to his senses, quickly snatched the shorts and used them to cover his body. I really am scolding the guy next door. Is the figure of the best in the universe so exaggerated? The two sisters didn't say anything, but their faces turned redder and their eyes widened, as if they were savoring the memory. When Lin Yi saw it, he quickly closed the door. About 3 minutes later, Lin Yi put on his pajamas and went out of the bathroom. Strangely, the sisters stopped arguing and looked at Lin Yi with fiery eyes. More importantly, they occasionally looked at Lin Yi's whole body with greedy eyes. For some reason, under these two looks, Lin Yi had a bad feeling. Why did he feel like he was being spied on by two wolves? I say, does anyone of you want to take a shower? Lin Yi asked awkwardly and nervously. But when Lin Yi spoke, Xia Qianqian picked up her clothes and went to the bathroom, while Xia Xiaoxiao picked up the pillow and walked out of the room. However, after Xia Xiaoxiao walked out of the room, she did not leave immediately, but hid at the door and secretly watched Lin Yi. Anything else? Lin Yi looked at Xia Xiaoxiao and asked. Is your place real? Xia Xiaoxiao pointed at Lin Yi's muscles and mermaid line with a shocked expression. Guaranteed authenticity. Lin Yi answered blankly. Come on, how old are you? Why are you always thinking about other people's figures? You will get sty. Click. The door was closed and Xia Xiaoxiao walked away holding the pillow. Seeing the door closed, Lin Yi felt confused. Was it necessary? Was it necessary to explain it to her so clearly? Lin Yi simply stopped thinking about it and crawled into bed. However, just as he sat down, the bathroom door opened and Xia Qianqian walked out with her hair loose, wearing a beige nightgown. Go to sleep. Without giving Lin Yi a response, Xia Qianqian turned off the lights. Lin Yi clearly felt that a petite body crawled into the quilt, and after the petite body crawled into the quilt, it did not move. Seeing that the other party was able to be very quiet, Lin Yi also lay down. There is no other way. During the rental period, I have to meet all the customers' requirements. It's just sleeping with him, right? It's not something excessive. However, less than half a minute after Lin Yi lay down, he felt the petite body moving a little closer to him. Lin Yi thought that Xia Qianqian had no place to sleep, so he moved closer to the bed. But as soon as he moved, Xia Qianqian also moved. What are you doing? Lin Yi paused and asked. Don't you know what you're doing? Xia Qianqian pounced on Lin Yi like a tiger. Let go, there is no such service for shared boyfriends. I said yes and it happened. You? Oops. Just when Lin Yi was powerless to resist, Xia Qianqian suddenly stopped and shouted, oh no. Soon, Lin Yi felt the quilt being lifted up, and Xia Qianqian quickly ran into the bathroom. Lin Yi vaguely saw a bright red peach blossom on the back of Xia Qianqian's skirt. Lin Yi can swear to heaven that he has done absolutely nothing bad. But why is there a peach blossom? Not long after, Xia Qianqian walked out of the bathroom. After leaving, she looked at Lin Yi with resentful eyes, clenched her fists, and wished she could eat Lin Yi. Well, you have relatives coming, so why don't we just call it a day? Lin Yi smiled naively. The relatives came at a really bad time. They didn't come earlier or later, but at this time. No wonder Xia Qianqian's eyes were full of resentment. Who said that's the end of it? I haven't given up yet. Xia Qianqian pounced on him like a wolf or a tiger. Lin Yi was stunned. Why was this woman so persistent? Even after it had come to that, she still insisted. The next morning, Lin Yi and Xia Qianqian had breakfast made by Zhang Xiu and went out early. Before they left, Xia Hongjun was still sleeping. As for Xia Xiaoxiao, she was said to have gone to school early in the morning, so she was not seen either. After they left, they both looked a little embarrassed. Although Xia Qianqian's plan was ruined last night, she was still quite satisfied because she had enjoyed herself. Lin Yi, do you think we had sex? After walking downstairs, Xia Qianqian looked at Lin Yi Dao seriously. This shouldn't count. Lin Yi answered. As the saying goes, a forced melon is not sweet. He was unwilling to do it yesterday. I don't care. I'm your woman anyway, and I've had sex with you. If you dare to betray me in the future, I'll cut you off. Xia Qianqian looked at Lin Yi Dao angrily. Lin Yi gave a cold shoulder and said, come on, it was you who wanted to force me yesterday, why are you blaming me now? Also, you are not allowed to take orders anymore. Got it. Xia Qianqian said seriously, also, you must call me 3 times a day. If you don't, I will come to find you. Chapter 14 3 Permanent Abilities. Lin Yi was stunned. Why was this woman like this? Aren't you forcing her? Give me the phone. Xia Qianqian snatched Lin Yi's cell phone. What are you doing? Lin Yi asked. At WeChat. I want to keep an eye on you. If you dare to take orders from other women, I will come over and beat you to death. Xia Qianqian quickly took Lin Yi's phone and added Lin Yi's WeChat. After adding Lin Yi's WeChat, Xia Qianqian finally revealed a proud smile. From now on, you are mine. Remember, you are not allowed to have any contact with other women. Got it. After Xia Qianqian emphasized this, she stuffed the phone into Lin Yi's hand. It's getting late. I have to go to work. I'll call you in the evening. You must answer the phone. Having said that, Xia Qianqian stopped a taxi and got in. Is she too overbearing? Lin Yi watched the taxi go away and couldn't help but smile bitterly. Just add someone on WeChat and they will be yours. It's not that easy. After putting the phone back, Lin Yi stopped a taxi, got into the taxi, and disappeared at the gate of the community. The lease is over. Please rate your shared boyfriend. As soon as Xia Qianqian got into the car, her cell phone started vibrating. She took out her phone and saw that it was the Super Shared Boyfriend app, with a row of words and a column for evaluating the shared boyfriend. Under the evaluation column, there are 4 options: A. Bad review. B. Average. C. Good review. D. 5-star good review. HMPH. I'll give you a 5-star rating for your hard work. Xia Qianqian smiled and directly clicked on the 5-star review. Hee hee. Anyway, it doesn't cost any money. I'm going to continue placing orders. This order will take a month, no, a year, no, I'm going to need 10 years, a lifetime. After seeing that the review was completed, Xia Qianqian smiled wickedly and started placing a new order. Sorry, old customers need to wait a month before placing new orders. When Xia Qianqian placed the order, she found that it would not go through, and the following words popped up. What the hell, this is such a crap app that it takes a month to place a new order. Xia Qianqian was furious. She really didn't believe it and continued to place the order, but the result was the same: she couldn't place the order successfully. Seeing this scene on the phone, Xia Qianqian got furious. If she had known, she should have reigned for 10 years, or even a lifetime, yesterday. It's a big loss. It's a big loss. What if Lin Yi was made to pay for his entire life? No, we must not let Lin Yi take orders from others. At the same time, inside the taxi Lin Yi was sitting in. Ding! Congratulations to their host for completing the first mission. Congratulations to their host for receiving 5-star praise. Congratulations to their host for obtaining 100 shared points. Because this is the first time the host has accepted an order and received a 5-star rating for the first time, the host will randomly obtain the 2 abilities required by the goddess in the mission. Randomly selecting 2 abilities for the host. Congratulations to their host for permanently acquiring the ability to be the most handsome man in the universe. Congratulations to their host for permanently acquiring the ability to have the best body in the universe. Hearing the system's voice, Lin Yi immediately touched his face and looked at his hands and feet. His figure was still that perfect, and his appearance was still that perfect. However, the super picking up skills, super cooking skills and super drinking capacity that were originally in his mind disappeared. That is to say, after the first task was completed, the super picking up skills, super cooking skills and super drinking capacity were cancelled, but the most handsome man in the universe and the best body in the universe were retained. System, from now on, will my appearance and figure be preserved forever? Lin Yi asked the system. Yes, host. As long as the host does not encounter birth, aging, sickness and death, these 2 abilities will always be reserved for the host. The system replied. Oh my god, awesome. Lin Yi smiled in his heart. This means that his current figure and appearance are the real him. By the way, system, how do I use the shared points? Lin Yi immediately thought of the shared points. After completing the first order, he got 100 shared points. Shared points can be exchanged for cash, and can also be used for ability draws. The system explained, host, do you want to exchange for cash or participate in the ability lottery? Exchange for cash. Ability lottery. Although Lin Yi likes money, money is nothing compared to ability. For example, after completing the first order, the 2 abilities he obtained cannot be bought with money. Yes. The system replied, please choose, host. Can you tell me how much cash I can redeem for 100 shared points? What abilities are included in the ability draw? Lin Yi asked. Okay, according to the rules for exchanging shared points for cash, 1 point can be exchanged for 10,000 renminbi, and 100 shared points are 1 million renminbi. As for the ability lottery, as long as there is a superpower in the world, the host has the possibility of drawing it. The system said. I'm going to go there. Lin Yi almost exploded. 100 shared points equaled 1 million. This was a sum of money that Lin Yi had never dared to imagine in his life. As for abilities, he could draw any superpower in the world. Doesn't that mean that you can also draw superpowers like the most handsome man in the universe or the most powerful man in the universe? Excuse me, host, do you want to exchange for cash or draw a lottery? The system asked again. Lin Yi didn't answer, but he felt uneasy. 1 million. Of course he wanted it, but he didn't want to give up the opportunity to draw superpowers. For example, his figure and appearance are superpowers. Lottery. In the end, Lin Yi was defeated by reality. Although he wanted money very much, if he had special abilities, would he still be afraid of not having money? Received. Successfully deducted 100 shared points from the host. The lottery is being drawn for the host. Congratulations to the host for obtaining permanent super hacker abilities. Please check it. As soon as the system's voice fell, various codes, various data, and various computer knowledge appeared in Lin Yi's head. These things were like engraved in his mind. Super hacking abilities. Lin Yi was stunned. What was a super hacker? A cancer of the internet. This ability made him a cancer of the internet. Ding ding ding. At this moment, Lin Yi's cell phone rang. Hello. Lin Yi answered the phone. Lin Yi, you are late again. A female voice yelled from the phone. Damn it, I forgot to go to work. Master, go to the Oriental building. Lin Yi quickly put away the phone, hailed a taxi and said to the driver. Okay. The driver immediately responded and left. Chapter 15. A demon came to the company. Zhang Na is a famous beauty in the Oriental group. Since graduation, Zhang Na has come to the Oriental group and is deeply sought after by male colleagues in the company, from managers to ordinary employees. All have pursued her. However, she had very high requirements. First, she wanted appearance, and then she wanted conditions. Those who did not meet both criteria were excluded. She didn't even bother to pay attention to those who had neither good looks nor family conditions. Especially yesterday, she felt humiliated. The loser sitting next to her actually confessed his love to her, and she almost felt sick to her stomach. Does he have a car? He doesn't. Does he have a house? Still no. What about his figure? He still doesn't have one. Even his appearance is just average. How dare he confess to her? If Zhang Na didn't need his help sometimes, she would have humiliated him. Just like in the past, Zhang Na received greetings from many colleagues when she came to work in the company, and even became a scenery in the company. In fact, Zhang Na liked this feeling very much. Attracting much attention, this is the style of a goddess. Oh, so handsome. He's really handsome, this is my type. Is he a celebrity? No way. If he was a star, he would definitely be on TV. I've never seen him on TV. Oh my god. I'm moved, I want to fall in love. Oh, this look, this figure, this temperament, my god. I'm going to pass out. Is he the son of one of the presidents of our company? It must be, it must be. I wish he was our colleague, then I would have a chance. Just as Zhang Na walked to the lobby on the first floor of the company, she heard a group of female colleagues screaming at the door, and the sound was similar to that of a nymphomaniac. I've never seen a man. Zhang Na glanced at this group of Chinese women with disdain. However, when she looked over with disdain, she saw a tall man wearing black trousers, a white shirt and a simple tie walking in from outside the company. The moment Zhang Na saw the man's face clearly, her face immediately turned red and her eyes widened with disbelief. She even found her heart beating very fast and she wanted to rush over and kiss the man. The face is as pointed as if it had been cut by a knife, with no corners in 360 degrees. The lips, the nose, the eyes, the eyebrows, and even every corner are close to perfection. Not only that, his tall stature combined with his temperament can definitely rival any big star on TV who makes a living by his looks. No, it should be said that those stars were just a bunch of country chickens in front of him. Zhang Na had no doubt at all that this boy definitely came out of a comic book. Only a boy who came out of a comic book could be so perfect. Zhang Na has always been the kind of person who is arrogant and looks down on everyone. However, when she saw the man in front of her, she found that she couldn't even raise her head in front of him. His face is so handsome that it makes women jealous. However, Zhang Na knew that this was the boyfriend she wanted and the lover of her dreams. He's coming towards me, he's coming towards me. Zhang Na's body was shaking more and more violently because the boy was walking towards her. His every move, his pace, his smile and every flick of his eye were so perfect and so attractive. Drop. Zhang Na swallowed her saliva and was about to speak when the man pressed the elevator button and the elevator door opened. The boy didn't even look at her and went straight into the elevator. I want to go in, wait for me. And me. What are you doing? Aren't you working in the lobby on the first floor? What are you doing upstairs? Of course there is something wrong. It's none of your business. As soon as the boy walked into the elevator, a group of girls working in the lobby came in immediately. After seeing this, Zhang Na also hurried in. If she didn't speed up, she would definitely be squeezed out. She was a smart person and she knew what these girls were thinking. However, when she walked into the elevator, she found herself standing right in front of the boy, and because there were many people in the elevator, she was very close to the boy. Zhang Na's heart was beating very fast at this moment, because she had an evil idea at this moment, which was to get close to this boy and take advantage of him. Zhang Na did what she thought. She took a few steps back and then pressed her back into the boy's arms. As soon as she got close, Zhang Na felt a surge of happiness. But as she approached, the boy took a step back. So Zhang Na continued to back away, and the boy backed away again. If it were in the past, when she was sitting in the elevator, there would definitely be boys approaching her, but this time, the boy actually stayed away from her. Isn't this a blow to her? When it comes to body shape, there are few women in the company who have a body shape as good as hers, and when it comes to looks, there are few who can compare with her. But today, this boy actually despises her? Little brother, are you from our company? In the elevator where breathing was short, a brave girl asked the boy with a red face. Yes. The boy nodded. Which department are you from? The girl said excitedly. The girls around him also looked overexcitedly. All of them had eager eyes, as if they couldn't wait to eat up this perfect man. Faced with these eager eyes, Lin Yi was really overwhelmed. If he had come to work yesterday, he would definitely have been ignored by many female colleagues. But he just came to the company today, and his colleague who was originally working in the lobby squeezed into an elevator with him and even chatted with him. There was nothing wrong with chatting her up, but it was a little scary that more than a dozen of them had the same look in their eyes. I work in the Human Resources Department. Lin Yi replied. HR, that's great. Can I buy you lunch? I want to invite you to a movie, here is my phone number. Little brother, I'll wait for you at the company gate today. Lin Yi just said which department he worked in, and the group of girls surrounded him and started yelling. Lin Yi's head suddenly became big. Although he enjoyed this feeling, what can he do when facing a group of wolves surrounding him and wanting to eat him? Human Resources Department. Isn't that our department? Is he a new colleague? Zhang Na was extremely excited and her heart beat faster. Doesn't that mean that she had a chance to pursue him? Zhang Na is very good at pursuing men. With her figure, looks, and methods, this man will definitely fall into her hands. Drop. The elevator door opened, and Lin Yi ran out quickly when he saw it. Chapter 16, Almost Raped. Little brother, don't run. Little brother. Little brother, you haven't told me your name yet. Little brother. As soon as Lin Yi ran out of the elevator, the group of girls hurriedly chased after him anxiously. What are you doing? Don't you want to go to work? As soon as the girls walked into the corridor of the Human Resources Department, they were stopped by a supervisor. When the girls saw this, they looked away and turned away in disappointment. After seeing this, Zhang Na hurried to the Human Resources Department and found that they were from the same department. This meant that her chance had come. As soon as she walked into the department, she saw everyone in the department stood up and looked at the boy. So handsome. Yes. He's really handsome, and his temperament is so noble. I want to fall in love with him. Don't even think about it. The most beautiful girl in our department is Zhang Na. If this handsome boy is new, he will definitely be eaten by Zhang Na. I don't care, I just like him. Some men and women in the HR department were talking about it, especially the women, who covered their chests, their faces flushed, and watched the boy who walked into the HR department with difficulty breathing, excited. Strange, why is he sitting next to me? Isn't the seat next to me that belongs to that loser? Could it be that that loser was fired, so he took his place? What a great opportunity. The more Zhang Na thought about it, the more excited she became. She walked gracefully to her seat and sat down. She deliberately tidied the table and secretly looked at the boy sitting next to her. She found that the boy was also tidying up his things. My name is Zhang Na, nice to meet you. Zhang Na smiled, looked at Lin Yi sweetly, and started a conversation. I know. Lin Yi didn't even look at it and simply answered with 3 words. You know. Zhang Na was stunned. Could it be that this boy was asking about her? Or, did he come to Oriental Group because of me? Thinking of this, Zhang Na became even more excited. She knew that something was bound to happen next. Lin Yi, come to my office. Just as Zhang Na was about to speak, an angry shout was heard from the president's office. Here I come. Next, something happened that Zhang Na found incredible. The incredibly good-looking boy sitting next to me actually responded and walked into the president's office. Zhang Na was stunned. What the hell is going on? The president's name is Lin Yi, why did you answer? Why did you go to the president's office? What on earth happened? Could it be that this incredibly handsome boy is Lin Yi? Zhang Na thought about it carefully and immediately realized that something was wrong. This boy did look a bit like Lin Yi. The features and height were very similar, but his skin, hairstyle, and temperament made them clearly 2 different people, right? Did Lin Yi have plastic surgery? What a joke, how can a joke lead to plastic surgery? But why is the gap so big? There must be a problem. That little brother just now was Lin Yi. No way. The little brother is much more handsome than Lin Yi. Now that you mention it, I really think they look alike. Lin Yi's hair used to be very long, covering his forehead, but this little brother has his forehead exposed. No way. Changing my hairstyle can make such a big difference, I don't believe it. Not only Zhang Na, but the entire HR department was in an uproar at this time. When the HR department was in an uproar, a scream was heard in the president's office, and this scream attracted all the attention in the HR department. At this moment, in the president's office of the Human Resources Department, Lin Yi just pushed open the door and walked in, only to see a beautiful woman in her 20s wearing a professional suit and black-rimmed glasses standing up screaming behind the president's desk. Her face flushed, her eyes widened, and she pointed at Lin Yi with trembling fingers. Wang Jieshua felt like she was about to have a heart attack. She called Lin Yi to come in, and in came an incredibly handsome boy. For more than 20 years, Wang Jieshua has never been in love. That's because her standards are too high and she thinks that no man around her is worthy of her. Moreover, she has never seen a boy who made her heart beat. But the man in front of her made her heart beat. Not only did he make her heart beat, but he also made her blood boil. The only thought in my mind was that I wanted him, married him and had children with him. Boss Wang, are you okay? Lin Yi looked at Wang Jieshua nervously. In the past, when I came to the president's office, the president's eyes looked murderous. Why was it the same this time? It's just that it used to be like a tiger, but now it's like a wolf. Nothing is wrong. Wang Jieshua quickly walked around the table, her face red and her eyes burning as she walked towards Lin Yi. Then she grabbed Lin Yi's hand and said excitedly, "Let's get married. I love you." Lin Yi was stunned. Is this the CEO? Others are shy and reserved, but you are the one who directly asks me to marry you. Boss Wang, please stop joking. Lin Yi said awkwardly. I'm not kidding, let's get married. We should do it now. When Wang Jieshua saw Lin Yi refused, she hugged Lin Yi's head tightly with her hands, and immediately put her mouth on it, while using her feet to hold Lin Yi's body. Boss Wang, please don't do this, this is the company, Boss Wang. Lin Yi was about to collapse. Why did this happen every time he was alone with a woman? Lin Yi had no choice but to push Wang Jieshua away, then turned around and ran out of the office. Don't run. I'm sincere to you. Wang Jieshua was eager to chase after him, but she stopped when she saw the door was closed. You little bastard, since you work in the company, there's no way you can escape from my grasp. Wang Jieshua smiled wickedly. Wait, why does he look so familiar? And my name is Lin Yi, how did he get in here? Could it be? Wang Jieshua thought of a possibility. Could this boy be Lin Yi? He just changed his outfit. Lin Yi ran out of the president's office in one breath and returned to his seat panting. It was too horrible. He would never be alone with these women again. It almost happened. Are you really Lin Yi? Lin Yi had just sat down when Zhang Na interrupted him. Right. Lin Yi glanced at Zhang Na and answered unhappily. I confessed my feelings to this woman yesterday, but she gave me the nice guy card. I promise your confession. Zhang Na pursed her lips, looked at Lin Yi, lowered her head, and said shyly. Although she didn't know why Lin Yi was so handsome today, she only knew that this man made her heart beat faster and completely captured her heart. Chapter 17 saves the entire company. Lin Yi was stunned, then smiled disdainfully and said, "You are a good person, but we are not suitable." Lin Yi returned the words he said yesterday. "You?" Zhang Na blushed and looked at Lin Yi with wide eyes. She was instantly filled with shame. "Isn't this what I said to him yesterday? He actually gave it back to me." In the past, Zhang Na felt that Lin Yi liked her very much and would take the initiative to help her with many things. But today, he actually rejected me. Ding ding ding. Just as Zhang Na was feeling overwhelmed with shame, an alarm sounded in the Human Resources Department. "Oh no, our HR department has been hacked by a virus." "What? Invaded by a virus? Oh, my computer is out of control." "Oh no, our HR department's secret file vault has been opened by hackers. Quick, tell President Wang." The entire HR department was in chaos, and all colleagues started shouting anxiously. When Lin Yi looked at his computer, he found that his computer had also been hacked by a virus, and even the files in his hands had been hacked by hackers. What happened? Wang Jieshue ran out of the president's office anxiously and shouted to his subordinates. "Mr. Wang, our department has been hacked by a virus, and a large amount of data has been stolen." A male colleague stood up and said loudly. "What? A virus invaded the Human Resources Department? If the information spreads to the internet, the consequences will be disastrous." Wang Jieshue knew very well how important the Human Resources Department's information was to a company. If it were to be leaked or obtained by business enemies, the consequences would be disastrous. "Quick, go call the engineer, and everyone, close the file library, quick," Wang Jieshue said loudly. "Yes. Mr. Wang, something bad has happened. The file library cannot be closed. Boss Wang, the engineers are not available because the entire company has been hacked." "Boss Wang, look quickly." The HR department completely collapsed, with all kinds of hasty and anxious voices ringing out. "Colleagues, on a huge screen in the HR department, a video appeared, which was the company's share chart. It was seen that the company's shares were flowing away like water, and at the same time, they were quickly bought by some overseas shareholders. This means that the Oriental Group S stock market is controlled by someone, and someone is still selling Oriental Group S shares. If this continues, the Oriental Group will go bankrupt completely within a day. How could this happen? How could this happen?" Wang Jieshue was going crazy. Wasn't the network defense of the Oriental Group known as the strongest in Yuncheng? But now, the entire group was controlled by hackers, and was being devoured at an extremely fast speed. It can even be said that the entire Eastern Bloc's network was paralyzed. They could only watch the company go bankrupt. "Who has a laptop?" Just when Wang Jieshue was feeling desperate, a boy's voice suddenly rang out. As soon as this voice sounded, Wang Jieshue and his colleagues all looked at Lin Yi. The other party controls the company's main network, so all the computers inside the company have been hacked. If we enter from the subnet, I am confident that we can turn the tables. Lin Yi spoke. After going through the process and procedures of the company being hacked, Lin Yi used the super hacker ability in his head to analyze it and quickly found out the reason. "Do you have a way to save the company?" Wang Jieshue screamed. "Go get the computer." Lin Yi said it very simply. That was all he could say, and he wasn't sure if he could succeed. After all, it was his first time using the super hacker ability. Well, Wang Jieshue quickly ran into her office to get her usual work laptop. However, everyone in the HR department looked at Lin Yi, especially Zhang Na, with a mysterious look in her eyes. In just one night, Lin Yi became more handsome and charming. Now that the company is facing a devastating disaster, he actually says that he can save the company. Here it comes, here it comes. Wang Jieshue quickly ran over with the computer in her hands. After Lin Yi took the computer, he turned it on in front of him, and then directly entered a program before the computer entered the page. As soon as the program appeared, some codes appeared on the computer. The AIOP virus, the one that swept the world 3 years ago and turned more than 8 million computers into scrap metal. After Lin Yi entered this program, a colleague next to him screamed. "What? AIOP virus? How is it possible? Hasn't this virus program been cracked yet? How could he do it?" A colleague on the other side also came over and said in shock. This. Zhang Na also knew about this virus, because her computer was also destroyed by the virus. But now, the man in front of her actually knew how to do it. Suddenly, Zhang Na couldn't see through Lin Yi anymore. Is this still the loser guy from yesterday? What do you do with the AIOP virus? Wang Jieshua looked at Lin Yi down nervously. Fighting fire with fire. Lin Yi glanced at Wang Jieshua with a smile. Although the smile was evil, Wang Jieshua found it so charming that her heart skipped a beat. If there weren't so many colleagues here, she would have pounced on him. The other party's virus targets the main network, while the AIOP virus targets the subnet, spreading to the surrounding areas and slowly devouring it. Lin Yi continued, unless they detonate the surrounding electrical appliances and all circuits to prevent the AIOP virus from getting close, even gods can't help them. Lin Yi said this and tapped the keyboard with his fingers. At this moment, the keyboard fell, and the computer screen that was originally out of control was restored. Moreover, the shares on the large screen in the Human Resources Department were also recovering. Mr. Wang, the company's shares are recovering. Mr. Wang, the HR database is being restored. Boss Wang, the computers are under control, and the vulnerabilities in the company are being fixed. My computer captured a strange IP. As soon as the computers were restored, the database, information library, and even shares were all restored, causing a stir in the office. However, Wang Jieshua and Zhang Na looked at Lin Yi in disbelief. They all knew that it must be Lin Yi. It must be Lin Yi who did it. The company was about to collapse, but he used this computer to create a program which saved the entire company. Where on earth did he learn all these skills? In such a large company, even the engineering department couldn't do anything about it, but he simply used a laptop to save a large group and even defeated the hackers in the dark. Is he really Lin Yi? Is he really the Lin Yi who always makes mistakes and is always scolded in the company? Chapter 18 Poaching in Person. Wang Jieshua found that her spring had really come. Over the years, she had always looked down on the men around her because they were too superficial. They either had a pretty face but no ability, or they had ability but no looks. But what about the man in front of me? His face moved me, and his talent completely convinced me. Isn't this the Prince Charming I've been waiting for? No, I must catch him, I must. Boss Wang, what happened? The company was infected with a virus. All data, information, and even shares were lost. But why was the virus that invaded the company driven out by your department? Boss Wang, did you eliminate the virus that invaded the company? Boss Wang, you are amazing. You have eliminated such a horrible virus. While Wang Jieshua was still in a daze, the presidents of other departments including business department, engineering department, administration department and even security department came running in from outside the HR department and shouted excitedly to the HR department. Just now, all the computers in the entire company were paralyzed, and it seemed that the company was about to be finished. But suddenly a program appeared, repaired the entire company's system, and even eliminated the virus that invaded the company, saving the company in one fell swoop. As a result, after a careful investigation, they found that the IP that drove away their virus was Wang Jieshua's. As soon as these presidents came in, they immediately saw an unbelievable scene. They found that everyone in the HR department stood up and looked at an inconspicuous corner of the HR department. Even the president of the HR department, Wang Jieshua, stood there stupidly, looking at the corner. In the corner, a very handsome man was typing on a laptop. He had hair that was neither too long nor too short, like a Korean idol, a fair oval face, a high nose bridge, a mouth that was neither thick nor thin, and even in shape. His eyes, in particular, were simply flawless. Although he was looking at the computer and only a hint of his eyes was visible, just looking at them seemed to touch one's heartstrings and make one want to scream and go crazy. With that slender figure, paired with those simple trousers and white shirt, isn't he a prince from a fairy tale? At this moment, he was typing seriously on the keyboard, but he was so charming that I wanted to rush up to him, hug him and give him a big kiss. I want a divorce. A CEO in his 30s, with red face and shortness of breath, spoke nervously with his hands covering his chest. What a handsome keyboard typing posture. Is he the prince of my life? I feel like I'm in love. Another unmarried woman said excitedly. If there weren't so many people here, she would have probably rushed up. Boss Wan was watching from the side. Could it be that it wasn't Boss Wan who saved the company, But this incredibly good-looking man. Who is he? This is the first time I've seen him. Another male CEO said to himself. How is it possible? How can there be such a noble and handsome man in this world? He also saved the entire company. There was also a CEO who thought he was very handsome and spoke in surprise. Par. When all the CEOs and colleagues in the HR department were staring at Lin Yi and his computer, Lin Yi tapped the last keyboard again, turned around with a smile, looked at Wang Jieshue and said, Boss Wang, I have already locked the gang that invaded our company with the virus. Now we just need to get the police over there, and they will definitely catch the criminals. As soon as Lin Yi opened his mouth, the whole place fell silent. What does this mean? Not only did he save the company, he also controlled the other party with a computer. Is he a supercomputer genius? This kind of thing can be done. You know, if the other party uses a computer to attack your company, he can simply change the IP address or escape directly. But he can actually eliminate the virus and even lock the other party. Call the police, quickly, call the police, locate the criminal immediately, quickly. As soon as Wang Jieshue woke up, she shouted to her colleagues. As soon as my colleagues came to their senses, they went to do it. The entire human resources department became busy. Amazing. Zhang Na stood there in a daze. It turned out that Lin Yi, who had always been used by her, was so amazing. Whether in appearance or talent, how could he be so amazing? As for Wang Jieshue, the heat in her eyes became more and more intense, and her hot eyes were full of excitement. She was the boss and Lin Yi was the subordinate, which meant that she could completely. The more Wang Jieshue thought about it, the more evil she became. My dear colleague, I am Mr. Tang from the engineering department. I see that you have very good computer skills. Why don't you come to our department? I will give you the position of Deputy General Manager of the Engineering Department, with an annual income of over 1 million. Go away, what's so good about your engineering department? Handsome boy, come to our business department. Our business department is full of beauties. I will give you the position of Business Department Manager, with an annual income of more than 2 million, and commissions. Handsome boy, don't listen to them, come to our administration department. We have the most power in the administration department. You can still play by the unspoken rules in the company. As soon as the colleagues in the Human Resources Department came over, the group of CEOs rushed towards Lin Yi like wolves and tigers, and started to poach his employees right in front of Wang Jieshue. Lin Yi was surrounded by this group of people and felt embarrassed. He wondered if these people were attracted by his looks or his talent. He just doesn't understand. I know computers, so why would you, a member of the administrative department, get involved? However, seeing the almost crazy look in the eyes of the CEO of the administrative department, Lin Yi had a bad feeling. Women in their 30s or 40s were the most terrifying. If he went there, he would definitely be raped by this woman. What are you doing? Who is it that is blatantly coming to our place to rob people? Who agreed to let you do that? Listen to me, get out of here immediately. Wang Jieshue was furious. I finally found my own love, but you guys are trying to poach her. If she gets poached by you guys, will I still have a chance? Mr. Wang, you can't say that. Talents should be used where they are needed. Yes. Mr. Wang, we can afford it. Mr. Wang. As soon as Wang Jieshue opened her mouth, the group of CEOs became more reasonable. Several voices came up together. Judging from the situation, they were determined to snatch Lin Yi away. I just scolded the guy next door, is that necessary? After seeing this scene, Lin Yi couldn't help but wipe his sweat. I just played on the computer carelessly, but it caused these CEOs to turn against me. It's better to get out of here first, otherwise, I will be torn to pieces by these guys. Chapter 19 Second Order Customer. Cloud City. In a remote building. At this moment, in a large room on the third floor of the building, there are more than a dozen computers in the room, and more than a dozen foreigners are typing on the keyboards. Not good. A white man suddenly shouted. What's the matter, Jack? A black man next to him looked at the white man and said. We were hacked. Jack stood up quickly, his face flushed. We're hacked. What happened? Aren't we hacking the Oriental Group? In 10 minutes, we will be able to obtain all the wealth and data of the Oriental Group. The black man asked. No. At the beginning, we did hack into the Oriental Group, but a super expert appeared in the Oriental Group. He used the subnet to control the Oriental Group's main network and created a program that is more advanced than ours. He gave us a false impression. Now our system has been hacked by the other party. Jack's expression changed drastically as he said, and this happened half an hour ago. What? Why didn't you say so earlier? The black man yelled. It's not that I don't want to say it, but the other party is too powerful. I can't find out at all. Jack explained. Oops. The black man's expression changed drastically, and he said to his companions, Quick, burn all the computers for me and leave here quickly. Yes. The busy foreigners stopped one by one, took out gasoline, and were about to burn the computers. Puff. Don't move. Just when they were about to destroy their computer, the door was kicked open and 30 or 40 policemen broke in and pointed their guns at the group of foreigners. Run. The black man and Jack jumped out of the window together. Pong. Just as they were about to jump, gunshots rang out, and the black man and Jack fell to the ground together, and it was unknown whether they were alive or dead. You are under arrest. A policeman came over and shouted to the group of foreigners. Come on. Catch all these cyber criminals. The policeman shouted. A group of foreign criminals are totally overestimating their own capabilities when they attack a large company like the Oriental Group. They don't even look at what kind of existence the Oriental Group is. Would they be afraid of a group of small hackers? More than a dozen foreign hackers were detained one by one, and the police easily closed the team. Feng Jun, I've told you so many times that I already have a boyfriend. Can you please stop bothering me? On the playground of Yuncheng High School, several girls were stopped by several boys. Among the boys, a handsome boy in the lead stopped a tall, fair-skinned, very pretty girl with a bouquet of flowers. The girl threw his hand to the ground and shouted angrily. When the boy saw his flowers thrown on the ground, his face turned red and he became angry. He said with a ferocious look, You have a boyfriend. Tang Xia, you can fool others, but you can't fool me. You have a boyfriend, tell me, who is your boyfriend? In Yuncheng High School, who dares to chase the woman I, Feng Jun, have reserved? You? When Tang Xia heard what Feng Jun said, she became angry and furious. What do you mean? Are you speechless? I still say the same thing, what belongs to me, Feng Jun, can't be taken away by anyone. Okay, since I have liked you for 3 years, I will give you a chance today. Didn't you say that you have a boyfriend? And you sing very well. There will be a campus singing party in the school tonight. As long as he beats me in the campus singing party, I will give up pestering you. If he loses, you can be my girlfriend. Har har. Feng Jun had already found out that Tang Xia didn't have a boyfriend at all, but she was just using this excuse to reject him. Now, graduation is around the corner, so Feng Jun is very anxious and rushes to confess his feelings. She rejected me and said she already had a boyfriend. At this moment, Feng Jun was not in a hurry. Didn't she say she had a boyfriend? Okay? Then bring him here? If you beat me, I won't bother you. What? When Feng Jun said this, Tang Xia and the girls around her were shocked. Everyone knows that Feng Jun is a famous love song prince in Yuncheng High School, and after graduation, he was directly admitted to a music college. Now, what he said was clearly forcing Tang Xia. Har har. See you tonight. Har har. When Feng Jun saw Tang Xia's look, he became even more excited, and then left with his group of classmates. Watching Feng Jun leave, Tang Xia's face turned red and white. In school, many people thought that they were a couple. Not only were they students in the same music class, but they were also very talented and beautiful. They performed together on campus several times and were always very popular. Originally, Tang Xia also thought that they were a good match for each other, but after she knew Feng Jun's character, she felt that this person was particularly disgusting. Not only did he have promiscuous girlfriends, but he even gave a girl tens of thousands of dollars to settle the matter after she became pregnant. Therefore, Tang Xia deeply hated this man. But today, he not only came to perform, but also used this method to threaten her. Xia, what should we do now? Tang Xia's good sister, Xu Xiaojing, came over to support Tang Xia and asked worriedly. The two of them are good girlfriends and very close sisters. She naturally knows that Zhuye doesn't he have a boyfriend, but being forced by Feng Jun, doesn't he that mean she must become his girlfriend? Yes. Xia, the truth cannot be hidden. It was fine before, but today, Feng Jun is going too far. He is determined to make you his girlfriend. Xia, how about this? We won't attend the party and we'll just pretend to be sick in school. This way we can escape this disaster. You are stupid. What about tomorrow? Feng Jun will definitely come to our house tomorrow. The other girls also started discussing it one by one. Okay, stop arguing. I already have a boyfriend. I'll call him later and he will definitely come. Tang Xia said with a wry smile. In order not to worry her sisters, she had the only way to comfort them. In fact, she was the only one who knew that she had never had a boyfriend. Xia, do you really have a boyfriend? A girl asked emphatically. Would I lie to you? Let's go. Let's go to the classroom. I'll open your eyes today. Tang Xia smiled. Good. All the girls laughed, except Xu Xiaojing. She was a good friend, so how could she not know Tang Xia's situation? Tang Xia said this just to comfort everyone. However, she did not break it, but followed behind, and the group walked towards the classroom. Ding ding ding. After returning to the classroom, Tang Xia was worrying about how to deal with what happened tonight when her cell phone vibrated. So, she took out her mobile phone out of curiosity, and a strange app popped up on the phone. Chapter 20 Deadly Voice. Super Shared Boyfriend. Tang Xia looked at the name of the app on the phone screen in surprise. Recently, there is a strange service project called Sharing Boyfriends. Although I don't know if this is a lie, but doesn't she need a boyfriend right now? So, out of curiosity, she opened the app. After clicking it, an information screen appeared quickly. Requirements for shared boyfriends, meeting place, characteristics, rental time, etc. When Tang Xia saw this interface, she felt both excited and nervous. After all, it was her first time encountering this kind of app, so she couldn't help but be afraid of being cheated. However, she still filled in the information with a try mentality. If there was a request for money or bank card, she would just close it. At most, it would just take her a little time. So, thinking of this, she started to take action. Requirements. Well, you have to be able to sing and have a nice voice. Also, you have to be able to speak and have a sense of humor. Also, you have to know Kung Fu so that you can protect me. While filling in the information, Tang Xia smiled slyly. Since she didn't know whether it was true or not, it would be okay to write some extra information. The meeting place is at 7 o'clock tonight, in front of Yuncheng High School. Rent time. Let me calculate carefully. The campus singing party starts at 8 o'clock. Let's rent it from 8 o'clock to 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. It's just one night. Tang Xia was still a student after all, so she was a little conservative when filling out the form. Of course, more importantly, she filled it out with a playful attitude. Order placed successfully, please pay attention to your phone call. After filling in the form and submitting the order, the screen on the phone changed again. Huh? No need to pay. Tang Xia was stunned. Logically speaking, one needs to pay for this kind of app, but after she placed the order, there was no information or record of any deductions. Xia, what are you doing? At this time, Xu Xiaojing came over and asked. I sent a text message to my boyfriend, and he said he would come over if he had time in the evening. Tang Xia put away her phone and said with a blushing face. Xu Xiaojing was stunned. Does she really have a boyfriend? Okay, forget about that, let's get to class. Tang Xia greeted Xu Xiaojing. Good. Xu Xiaojing nodded and sat down, but her mind was still full of questions. At the same time, there is a new order. Host, do you want to accept it? Lin Yi had just returned to his seat and was about to clean up and go eat when the voice of the system interrupted Lin Yi. A new order. Lin Yi quickly opened the interface, and a new order appeared before his eyes. Take the order. Lin Yi didn't think much about it and accepted the order directly. Order received successfully. The system is transforming their host into the second order. Their host's voice will change, creating a super golden voice. Their host will incorporate 9,999 divine songs to create superstar singing abilities for the host. Their host will combine the abilities of a super humorous and eloquent joke teller. Their host will integrate the 18 martial arts and transform into a martial arts master. The system's voice continued to echo in Lin Yi's mind. Can you speak, sing and fight? This is a great order. After looking at the order requirements, Lin Yi smiled. However, he liked this feeling, and the more requests the other party made, the more he liked it. Soon, more than 9,000 songs were integrated into Lin Yi's head. After integrating these songs, he found that these songs were like his own original works. Whether it was the notes or the rhythm, he was more familiar with them than the original singers. At the same time, the 18 kinds of martial arts are also integrated into the body, and even the body is filled with the cleverness of a martial arts master. The voice has changed. I'm going to die. When Lin Yi was about to speak, he was almost startled by his own voice. Originally, his voice was already nice enough, and now with the integration of this golden voice, Lin Yi felt that there was a strong magnetism in his voice. The voice is still his, but the magnetism mixed in it makes people feel very comfortable. It's like a charming beauty who wears revealing clothes, but when she speaks her seductive voice, it makes men's blood boil. This is how Lin Yi feels now. His looks alone drive many women crazy, but now, coupled with his magnetic voice, there is no doubt that he is enough to drive women crazy. No, you have to keep a low profile, keep a low profile. Lin Yi retracted the interface. The current situation was already enough to cause a sensation. If he spoke again, it would be disastrous. Yuncheng High School, 7 p.m., at the school gate. Lin Yi confirmed the information before closing the interface. Lin Yi, you haven't eaten yet, right? I bought you some food when I came downstairs just now. Let's eat together. Lin Yi had just closed the interface when Zhang Na came over with 2 lunch boxes and placed them on Lin Yi's desk. Lin Yi raised his head and looked, but didn't say anything. Your silence means you agree. Come, I have your most delicious spicy pork. Seeing that Lin Yi didn't say anything, Zhang Na took the lunchbox away, moved her own chair, and sat down next to Lin Yi. With that charming smile and the movement of showing her legs, she seemed to want to eat Lin Yi immediately. No, I have something else to do, I'm sorry. When Lin Yi saw Zhang Na's actions, he knew that this woman had bad intentions, so he immediately stood up and left. Zhang Na's whole body trembled and she was stunned. It wasn't that she was hit hard by Lin Yi's rejection of her, but that voice was simply too beautiful. Lin Yi, don't go. I really love you. Don't go. Zhang Na didn't react until Lin Yi walked away. She then chased after Lin Yi like crazy. Cloud City High School. At the school gate, today is the school singing party, so the students have not gone home, and even their parents have come, so the school is very lively. At this moment, Tang Xia was dressed very youthfully and energetically, with a beautiful girlish aura emanating from her. However, she was walking back and forth anxiously at the school gate, attracting a lot of people's attention and becoming a beautiful scenery on campus. It's already 7 o'clock, it can't be a scam, right? That's right, they don't charge money, it must be a scam. But Tang Xia has been waiting for a call today, but no one actually called her. Now that she remembers that the app is free of charge, she is even more certain that it is a scam. Xia, your performance is about to begin, what are you still doing here? At this moment, Xu Xiaojing and several girls came over. Chapter 21, My Boyfriend with a Great Voice. I'm waiting for my boyfriend. Tang Xia said nervously with a red face. This. Xu Xiaojing actually didn't want to break Tang Xia's fantasy, because she didn't have a boyfriend at all. Even if she did, it would be impossible for him to come again at this time. Your boyfriend. Xia, stop fooling yourself. Go and perform. After the performance, after tonight, be my girlfriend. Har har. Feng Jun came over with a few people and laughed loudly. He had been observing Tang Xia from 5 in the afternoon to 7 in the afternoon, and she was always at the school gate. At first, Feng Jun was worried that she really had a boyfriend. But a few hours later, how could Feng Jun not know that Tang Xia was simply deceiving herself? What are you so proud of? Isn't the time coming yet? Sure, Ya's boyfriend will definitely come and beat you to a pulp. Xu Xiaojing said angrily. Totally bruised. Har har. That's killing me. I'm so scared. After hearing what Xu Xiaojing said, Feng Jun's eyes were full of contempt. You? Xu Xiaojing was furious. However, Tang Xia's face turned pale. The last glimmer of hope was now shattered. Was she really going to be the girlfriend of this scumbag? Ding ding ding. Just when Tang Xia gave up, her cell phone rang. Tang Xia looked at her phone and found it was an unfamiliar number. However, she still answered the phone. Hello. Tang Xia responded weakly. I'm your shared boyfriend. A man's voice came from the phone, which was full of magnetism and seemed to be able to dry the ears. Hello. Tang Xia's face turned red, her eyes widened, and she uttered two words nervously and shyly. The app is real, and there really is a shared boyfriend. And it's a shared boyfriend with a very nice voice. My name is Lin Yi, what's yours? The voice on the phone answered. Tang Xia. Tang Xia also gave her name. I'm stuck in traffic on the way, so I'll probably be late. Tell me your exact address and I'll come find you. The very nice voice on the phone said embarrassedly. Okay. I'm here on the campus stage of Yuncheng High School. I'm wearing a little white skirt. At 7:50, I will sing a song called Liang Liang. Tang Xia told me the specific address. Okay, I'll find you when I get over here. After saying this in a very pleasant voice, he immediately hung up the phone. Xia, who's calling? The voice on the phone is so nice. Yes. Xia, this voice sounds so exciting. Tell me, is it your boyfriend's? When Tang Xia was on the phone just now, although the sisters didn't hear what was said on the phone, from the tone of her voice, they clearly heard that her voice was particularly nice. He is my boyfriend. He was just stuck in traffic, so he was a little late. Tang Xia lowered her head and explained shyly and embarrassedly. Oh, you really have a boyfriend? And he has a very nice voice. Great. Xia, you don't even bring out a boyfriend with such a nice voice. That is to say, not sisterly enough. Several girls became angry. Chen Xiaojing next to her frowned, because their voice seemed familiar, but she couldn't remember where it was. She just felt like she had heard this voice somewhere before. Humph. People with nice voices all look like dinosaurs. Otherwise, why would they not even dare to bring him out? Tang Xia, I'm going to make this bet with you tonight. If the songs he sings are not as good as mine, then you'll just be my girlfriend. Feng Jun was really furious, but he still threatened. Let's go. Feng Jun snorted coldly and turned away. His men followed one by one. How shameless. She already has a boyfriend, yet you're still pestering her. A girl said angrily. That is to say, despicable, obscene, and perverted. The other girl pumped her fist. Ignore him, let's go. For some reason, Tang Xia felt relieved and happy at this moment. Although she didn't know what the other person looked like or whether he could sing, she was sure that this app was real and she really had a shared boyfriend. Walk. The girls followed one by one. Xu Xiaojing also followed behind, but she seemed to be very worried, because she was wondering who the owner of that voice was. When they arrived at the campus stage, Feng Jun was performing on stage. Feng Jun was worthy of being the prince of love songs. As soon as he came on stage and opened his mouth, he caused cheers and screams from the audience, as if this was his concert, and the atmosphere was instantly brought to the extreme. Even many TV stations and reporters were filming and recording programs. After all, Feng Jun is a well-known talent in Yuncheng High School, and the future star is pressing on him. Naturally, reporters and media are unwilling to miss this opportunity. Feng Jun's singing ended, but he did not leave the stage immediately. Instead, he continued to stand on the stage. I'm very happy to be able to stand here and sing for you all. Thank you for supporting me so much. I'm very happy. However, before I step off the stage, I want to say one thing. As everyone knows, we are about to graduate from high school and go to a new campus, to a new environment to live and study. Many students, many people, may never meet again in their lives. So in order to avoid regrets, I want to say to someone, I am standing on this stage today, and the song I sing today is all for you. Feng Jun spoke, and his words were very sincere. As soon as Feng Jun opened his mouth, there was cheering and screaming from the audience. Her name is. Feng Jun pondered for a moment, then directly said the other person's name. Wow. So handsome. Oh my god. How can he be so handsome? It's so cool, it drives me crazy. Just as Feng Jun was about to say the name, the girls in the audience screamed. Hearing someone say that he is so handsome, Feng Jun became even more excited. He never thought that he has so many fans. This is my type, I like it so much. Me too. Even though I'm wearing a mask, this figure, this look, this chin, are simply perfect. I'm going crazy. After seeing him, I realized I was in love. When Fong Jun was about to continue speaking, he heard cheers and screams from the audience again. When he looked carefully, he found that a large group of girls in the audience had turned around and were looking in the direction directly in front of the stage. And in the playground row right in front, a man wearing black trousers, a white shirt, a simple tie and a mask walked over. Could it be that the guy the girls were talking about as being too handsome wasn't him, but this strange man? Chapter 22 Lin Yi, you vixen. Fong Jun took a closer look and found that the man walking towards him was indeed extremely handsome. Even though he was wearing a mask, his eyes, eyebrows, chin, figure and skin made it certain that he was a super handsome man. But the question is, this is a high school campus, how could such a handsome guy come here? Could he be some big star? Yes, only celebrities can be so handsome? Or, is this star here to see him sing? Or does he think he has the potential to become a big star? So handsome. Oh my god. So handsome. He's really handsome. With this figure and this temperament, he's the Prince Charming in my mind. Xia, Xiaojing, look, my Prince Charming is walking towards me. This is my Prince Charming. Tang Xia and Xu Xiaojing were also attracted by the super handsome boy who was walking towards them. Tang Xia found that when the boy walked towards them, her heart was beating fast, her face was extremely red, and her mind was blank, because she found that the boy was looking at her and smiling. Could it be that his target is himself? What should I do? What should I do? Am I really going to fall in love? Am I really going to fall in love? Why does love make people so nervous when it suddenly comes? So familiar. Xu Xiaojing, who was standing next to him, frowned. The more she looked at him, the more familiar he seemed to her. It was as if she had seen him somewhere before. Ding ding ding. Amid the screams of countless girls, Tang Xia's cell phone rang. Tang Xia was stunned and took out her cell phone from her clothes. The number on the phone was that unfamiliar number. Hello. Tang Xia responded nervously. I am coming. Just 3 simple words, but they were spoken by a very pleasant voice. R. But then, Tang Xiyin heard a burst of crazy screams from girls. She looked up and saw that the screams were not from the girls around her. Whose screams were they? And the one who was talking to her on the phone was actually the boy in front of her wearing a mask. Who was he? Could it be that he is her shared boyfriend? He has a nice voice, looks good, and a great body. Is this what they call a shared boyfriend? I'm glad you came. Tang Xia's voice was trembling with nervousness, her face was so red that it seemed like blood was dripping out, and her head seemed a little dizzy. She didn't know whether she should be nervous or happy at this moment, because it all happened too suddenly. Originally I was just trying to find a shared boyfriend, but the shared boyfriend really came. Not only did he come, but he was so handsome and had such a nice voice. It's just a little late, you're not angry, right? The boy continued to walk forward a few steps and stopped 3 meters in front of Tang Xia, and said something on the phone. As the boy approached, Tang Xia's face became redder, and her eyes became more nervous, and shy, because after he came closer, Tang Xia felt that he was more handsome and more charming. This temperament made her completely forget who she was. What's going on? My boyfriend is on the phone with this girl. They are still talking on the phone face to face. What's going on? No, absolutely not. They are definitely not boyfriend and girlfriend. My idol is still single. It is impossible for him to have a girlfriend. I think so too. My idol should be looking for a girl as outstanding as me. How can he just find a girlfriend casually? The moment Tang Xia was talking face to face with the incredibly good-looking boy on the phone, the group of girls who were chasing her started screaming non-stop because they were completely shocked by the boy's voice. However, the more they watched, the more they felt something was wrong. The conversations between them, the interactions between them, wasn't this what boyfriends and girlfriends should have? How could this happen? He is Xia's boyfriend. No way. I'm heartbroken. My idol is actually my best friend's boyfriend. I'm dying. I finally understand why Shawye doesn't want to bring her boyfriend out, because her boyfriend is very handsome, has a very nice voice, and a great body. She is obviously afraid that we will spy on her boyfriend. Tang Xia's good sisters were all heartbroken. The man they loved had suddenly become their good sister's boyfriends. This plot twist was simply too big. Wouldn't this make them envious to death? This is impossible. Fong Jun on the stage felt like he had suffered a huge blow. I thought it was a star who came to see me sing, but I didn't know that this man who caused a sensation was actually Tang Xia's boyfriend. Not only does she have a boyfriend, but her boyfriend is so handsome, has a great figure, and has a nice voice. In the past, Fong Jun was very confident about his figure, voice and appearance. But when this man stood up, he found that he was a wild duck and the others were swans. They were completely not in the same league. No wonder Tang Xia rejected me. Her boyfriend is so outstanding, how could she not reject me? Fox spirit, fox spirit. Xu Xiaojing finally recognized who their voice belonged to and finally recognized who this extremely handsome boy was. Isn't he the vixen Lin Yi who seduced his mother and made her insist on divorcing his father? After what happened last night, my dad just came home, but my mom wanted to divorce him, saying that she had found her own happiness. At that time, my dad and I begged together before I finally got my mom to agree. Afterwards, Xu Xiaojing felt something was wrong and finally thought of Lin Yi, but Lin Yi did not come home that night, so she had to give up. Unexpectedly, at this time, she found Lin Yi appeared in the school and became Shuai's boyfriend. This is outrageous, absolutely outrageous. It would be fine if he seduced her mother, but now he is seducing her best friend. She had to stop this. There are a lot of people here. How about we find a quiet place to talk? Lin Yi interrupted Tang Xia and took back the phone with a smile. My performance is about to begin. The song I'm going to sing is called Liang Liang. Can you sing with me? Tang Xia came back to her senses, blushed, and spoke nervously. No problem. Lin Yi said, and was about to reach out to hold Tang Xia's hand, and whispered, don't be nervous. Tang Xia nodded and held Lin Yi's hand, but people around her cast glances of resentment and disappointment. Lin Yi, you vixen, let that girl go. Chapter 23 We are sincere. Just as Tang Xia and Lin Yi held hands together, an angry voice rang out from the crowd. As the crowd moved aside, Xu Xiaojing rushed towards them in a rage. Xiaojing. Tang Xia and Lin Yi spoke together. Lin Yi was really shocked. Xu Xiaojing was also in this school, and from the looks of it, she was very familiar with the goddess who placed the order. This is bad. What if this girl destroys it? Lin Yi, let go of Shuai's hand immediately. If you don't let go, I will be rude to you. Xu Xiaojing walked over and shouted angrily. Her appearance has already caused destruction to her family, and now he wants to harm her best friend. That's not that easy. Xu Xiaojing's action and words made people around her feel confused. Not only that, but Tang Xia and their sisters were also confused. Xia, don't be with Lin Yi anymore. He is a vixen who specializes in seducing girls. Xu Xiaojing looked at Tang Xia seriously and said seriously. Who would have thought that after Xu Xiaojing said this, the girls around with fiery eyes became eager to try. Who wouldn't he want to be seduced by such a beautiful vixen? People are envious of him, but you actually treat him as a nuisance. Xiaojing, Lin Yi and I are actually. Tang Xia's face turned even redder, and she lowered her head shyly and wanted to explain. In fact, she also thought that Lin Yi was a vixen. He had such a nice voice, a great figure, and was so handsome. If he wasn't a vixen, what else could he be? It was just their first meeting, but her heart was beating wildly, and she even suspected that her heart had been seduced by Lin Yi. But he was just her shared boyfriend. We really love each other. Lin Yi was afraid that Tang Xia would let the cat out of the bag, so he added, Xiaojing, I know how you feel about me, and I know you have good intentions. But I just want to say with apology that you and I are really not suitable. After hearing what Lin Yi said, Xu Xiaojing opened her mouth but couldn't say a word. Do you know how I feel about you? You and I are not suitable. When have we ever fit in? What the hell is this guy talking about? I remember that from the first day I rented your house, you always liked to kick my door with your feet, waking me up from my sleep and asking me to help you with your homework. Every time I collected the rent, you always took on your mother's role and made things difficult for me. In fact, you just wanted to stay with me for a while and talk to me. Every time I got home from get off work and hadn't cooked yet, you always brought me food from your home, saying that there was no one left at home to eat, so it was a bargain for me. I know you were afraid that I would be hungry. Lin Yi looked at the stunned Xu Xiaojing with a sincere expression, and Xu Xiaojing also stared at Lin Yi with her eyes wide open. The girls around them, as well as those who were watching the fun, were even more dumbfounded. They finally understood why Xu Xiaojing said that Lin Yi was a vixen, and finally understood why she wanted to destroy Tang Xia and Lin Yi's relationship. It turned out to be this reason. I am really touched by everything you have done for me. But from the moment I met your YA, I realized that I had found my own happiness. It turns out that this is love. This is the girl I really want to wait for. And you are just a passerby in my life, so I am very sorry. Lin Yi said sincerely. In fact, his face was extremely serious, without any expression, as if it was more real than the truth. After Lin Yi finished speaking, everyone around him fell silent, staring blankly at the scene. They had never thought that Lin Yi and Xu Xiaojing had such a story, except that Lin Yi liked another girl. As for Tang Xia, her eyes were already red, as if she had been deceived into the story. How touching. A girl silently dedicates herself, but the boy likes another girl. I think it's so romantic. I also hope to be that girl. I would be willing to give everything to the boy I love even if I don't get anything in return. I feel so sorry for classmate Xu Xiaojing. She is usually so fierce, but it turns out that she is a person who dares to love and hate. Yes. Xiaojing, I support you. The girls around started cheering at Xu Xiaojing one by one. Facing these shouts and Lin Yi's words, Xu Xiaojing really wanted to cry. She really wanted to say, when did I pay for Lin Yi, this vixen? When did I pursue him? When did I become a nymphomaniac? I just want to help my bestie not get scammed, okay? These are all made up by this vixen. However, Xu Xiaojing didn't dare to say this, because if she said this, people around her would definitely think that she was still unwilling to let go and wanted to continue competing with Tang Xia for her boyfriend. Fox spirit, dead fox spirit, stinky fox spirit. Xu Xiaojing clenched her fists, looked at Lin Yi with gritted teeth, then turned around and ran away in shame and anger. However, her vicious look was viewed as a look of resentment by the people around her, and she ran away in shame and anger, but was viewed as crying out of sadness. Xiaojing. Several of Xu Xiaojing's female classmates even shouted to her, but Xu Xiaojing's physical strength was too good and she disappeared in the blink of an eye. Is it really okay, Xiaojing? Tang Xia looked at Lin Yi nervously. Tang Xia felt that something was strange. Lin Yi was her shared boyfriend, but from the way he spoke just now, it seemed as if she had known him for a long time. More importantly, from Xiaojing's tone, they are still neighbors. No, it should be said that Lin Yi is her tenant. Don't worry. It'll be okay. Come on. Let's go backstage. Lin Yi gave Tang Xia a look. Kindness. Tang Xia nodded shyly. Don't be shy or nervous. I'm your boyfriend now, so don't reveal any flaws. Lin Yi reminded gently. Good. Tang Xia nodded, immediately breathed a sigh of relief, and then began to let go of herself. Although she didn't know whether what he just said was true or false, she knew one thing: this person was her shared boyfriend and he was there to help her through the difficult times. Did you see that guy on the stage? His name is Feng Jun, and he's a little bully in school. He claims that I'm the woman he reserved, and he confesses his love to me every now and then. Tonight he even forced me to be his girlfriend, and said that if my boyfriend's singing is not as good as his, he would force me to be his girlfriend. That's why I asked you to help. Tang Xia and Lin Yi walked towards the backstage and began to explain as they walked. You hate him? Lin Yi looked at the young man on the stage whose eyes were full of anger and asked with a smile. Chapter 24 Superstar. He is disgusting. He got several girls pregnant at school and then just gave them some money. He also often bullies poor students. There was a hint of disgust in Tang Xia's eyes. That's really disgusting. Lin Yi agreed with this statement. So, can you sing? Tang Xia asked nervously. They all call me the superstar. Lin Yi said humorously. Puff. Tang Xia covered her mouth and smiled. Then it depends on your performance later. How about we sing Liang Liang together? No problem. As long as you can point it out, there's nothing I can't sing. Lin Yi patted his chest and said confidently. You're so funny. Tang Xia felt warm and sweet in her heart. Isn't he this the boyfriend she has always wanted? As a result, God really gave me one. Can you take off your mask? I want to see your real face. Walking to a corner, Tang Xia made an excessive request, then stopped and looked at Lin Yi seriously. Just one look. Lin Yi emphasized. Good. Tang Xia was actually a little worried. She was afraid that this Prince Charming would have a scar on his face or an ugly big mouth, which would be the end of him. Lin Yi didn't think much about it and gently took off the mask. When the mask was removed, what came into view was a very delicate face and a well-proportioned mouth that was neither too big nor too small. Before, when I hadn't seen his true face, I screamed. But when I saw his face clearly, Tang Xia found herself walking into a comic book and saw the perfect prince in the comic book. She really didn't understand, how could there be such a handsome man in this world? R. From her subconscious, Tang Xia let out a scream. Don't shout. Lin Yi quickly covered Tang Xia's mouth and put on the mask again. With her mouth covered, Tang Xia nodded with a red face, staring at Lin Yi. She finally understood why Xu Xiaojing insisted that Lin Yi was a vixen. She is so beautiful, how could she not be a vixen? But, she likes this kind of vixen. Because every move and every smile of this vixen makes her feel full of happiness. When Lin Yi covered his mouth, Tang Xia gently licked the palm of Lin Yi's hand, and then her face turned red like a red apple. It turns out that you are so beautiful. When Lin Yi let go of her, Tang Xia smiled shyly and happily. You're cute, too. Lin Yi also praised. I don't want to be cute. Cute is a euphemism to describe ugly girls. Don't think I don't understand what you mean. Tang Xia rolled her eyes. That's not what I meant. Lin Yi smiled bitterly. Why are girls nowadays so cunning? When someone says you are cute, you mistakenly think you are ugly. Okay, I won't joke with you anymore. Let's go backstage and get ready. Tang Xia said this with a blushing face, then took Lin Yi's hand and walked towards the backstage of the makeup room. Xia, you are about to go on stage, hurry up and get ready. Who is he? After Tang Xia took Lin Yi's hand and walked into the backstage dressing room, a female teacher in her 30s immediately came to greet them. However, she was soon attracted by the boy next to Tang Xia. Although the boy was wearing a mask, from his figure, outline and temperament, he was definitely a super handsome man. Even though she was a teacher in her 30s, she screamed when she saw the outline clearly. Teacher, he is. Tang Xia wanted to say it was her boyfriend. However, he was interrupted by the female teacher. She is the partner you invited. Not bad, very good. Xia, you go over there and put on makeup, and the teacher will do the makeup for this boy. The female teacher gave Tang Xia an order excitedly. Okay. Tang Xia was obviously reluctant, as if the beloved toy in her hand could be snatched away by someone else at any time. Xia, let me put on your makeup. At this time, an old makeup artist came over and invited Tang Xia to go to the front. Tang Xia glanced at Lin Yi, then followed him reluctantly. Handsome boy, come on, let's go over here. The female teacher smiled sweetly and invited Lin Yi to sit down. Lin Yi was very cooperative and sat down directly. After sitting down, there is a mirror in front of him. Even with a mask on, he still looks so handsome in the mirror. Can you tell me, teacher, what is your name? The female teacher asked with a smile. Lin Yi didn't say anything, but remained very quiet. Okay, teacher, I'll keep it a secret. Then can you tell me that you have a girlfriend? When the female teacher said this, her face turned red and she even looked a little shy. Lin Yi found that he had made a mistake, that is, he should not be alone with a woman, which was very dangerous. He felt that the person behind him was not a woman, but a wolf that could eat him at any time. Do you prefer mature women? Or childish ones? When the female teacher said this, her face became even redder. The hand that was helping Lin Yi put on makeup slowly moved down Lin Yi's neck and rested on Lin Yi's chest. Wow! You have so many muscles. Come, let the teacher check your body. The female teacher's eyes lit up and she immediately reached out to unbutton Lin Yi's shirt. Teacher, don't. Lin Yi struggled quickly. If you unbuttoned it, would you be able to button it up again? Oh, that sounds great. When Lin Yi opened his mouth, the female teacher screamed. With just 3 characters, the female teacher found herself going limp all over, as if their voice had aroused her desire. Little handsome boy, don't struggle, the teacher will help you put on makeup. Seeing Lin Yi struggling, the female teacher went straight to hug Lin Yi. Lin Yi would never be held by her, so he struggled to get away. However, the moment he got away, his mask was taken off, his shirt buttons were unbuttoned, revealing his six-pack abs and perfect mermaid line. R. As soon as the mask was taken off and the buttons were unbuttoned, the female teacher's whole body trembled and she screamed as if she had seen a ghost. When Lin Yi saw it, he cried out in his heart that something was wrong. "Teacher Liu, what's wrong with you? Teacher Liu." The other young actors and makeup artists who were putting on makeup were attracted by the sound, even Tang Xia and the makeup artist who was doing her makeup came out. R. As soon as they came out and saw Lin Yi's appearance and that perfect mermaid line, they couldn't help but scream. Even Tang Xia's eyes lit up. Before, in the dark, they couldn't see Lin Yi's true appearance clearly, but now under the light, and with Lin Yi revealing a hint of his mermaid line, he looked absolutely beautiful. Chapter 25. We don't hit handsome men. Looking at the pairs of greedy eyes looking at him all around, Lin Yi cried out in his heart that something was wrong. His appearance was already amazing, and now that a large muscular body was exposed, Lin Yi had no doubt that he would be in danger. "Xia, our show has begun. Let's go." Lin Yi took Tang Xia's hand and ran towards the stage. Tang Xia was completely unaware and was dragged out of the dressing room by Lin Yi. "Who was that boy just now? He's so good looking and has a nice voice, and those mermaid-like muscles. He seems to be Xia's boyfriend." "What? Xia's boyfriend? How is that possible?" "Yeah. He's so handsome, how could Xiaoya possibly catch up with him?" Everyone in the dressing room started talking. However, the female teacher who was doing Lin Yi's makeup started muttering something. "Mermaid line. And it's a perfect mermaid line." Teacher Liu's mouth was trembling at this moment. Perfect mermaid line. The students and makeup artists looked over together. In the modeling industry, the only person who has perfected the mermaid line is a man named James from the UK, but that was 20 years ago. Moreover, he was known as the man with the best figure and the sexiest figure in history. However, within 3 years, after he gave up the modeling industry, his figure was greatly deformed, so this legend completely fell. I never thought that today, I would see a man with perfect mermaid lines with my own eyes. The female teacher's pupils widened and her body and mind were trembling. Compared to the man's appearance and voice, what attracted her was his perfect figure. "What? You mean, Xia's boyfriend has a perfect mermaid line? How is that possible? Is he a supermodel?" Another teacher said in surprise. "I don't know if she's a model, but I can be sure that's definitely a perfect mermaid line." The female teacher said it with absolute certainty. Although the makeup artists present had never seen anyone with a perfect mermaid line, they had heard of it. It is said that in order to have a perfect mermaid line, one must start training from a young age. Moreover, in the history of the earth, there has only been one such person, but today, they saw the second one, and he even appeared in this school. "Investigate it for me. I want all the information about that bastard. He tried to steal my woman, Feng Jun. I'll kill him." Under a big tree on campus, Feng Jun called a few younger brothers and said to them, "Brother Jun, something is wrong." The younger brother on the left looked at Feng Jun anxiously. "What's wrong?" Feng Jun said angrily. "That boy looks so evil. Why do I always feel that Tang Xia is pursuing him? Let's investigate him and give him some color to see if it really works." The younger brother on the left answered. "Do you have a fucking brain? Don't forget, he was wearing a mask. Why should people wear masks? Isn't it because he has something on his face? That's why he doesn't dare to show his true face to others." Feng Jun shouted in frustration. "Is that so? Then we feel relieved. As long as the guy is ugly, we brothers will be able to kill him." Several younger brothers spoke together in a simple and honest voice. Feng Jun was really furious. "What do you mean, you can do it to ugly men? Are you afraid to do it to handsome men? Come on. He is a man, not a woman. Are you attracted by his appearance? As the night gets colder, the flowers fall to the ground and turn into frost. You gaze at me from afar, exhausting all the twilight. It's hard to forget you without thinking of you." Just as Feng Jun was talking to a few boys, a female singing voice sounded from the stage. This voice attracted the attention of Feng Jun and the boys, and the audience became lively as well. A beautiful girl came up from behind the stage. When Feng Jun saw the girl's appearance, he felt both hatred and love. However, his emotion was still on his face as a man's voice rang out. The peach blossoms are withering, how could you let go of them in your previous life? Your heart is so empty and you pretend to be indifferent and not far-fetched. It's all an illusion. This voice, full of infinite charm and magnetism, rang out from the stage, as if stimulating the hormones of every woman present, making people excited involuntarily and wanting to scream. R. As their voice fell, all the girls under the stage stood up and screamed wildly. This. Not only them, but Fong Jun also looked over with wide eyes. Before, the simple few words from the man who appeared had made him completely envious and jealous. But now, when this voice sang a song, he felt like he was going crazy. The voice is matched with a flawless singing voice, which is simply better than that of any superstar. He found that his ears seemed to be strengthened, leaving a lingering enjoyment behind. Brother Jun, look quickly. When Fong Jun was enjoying himself, the younger brother beside him screamed and pointed his finger forward. Fong Jun immediately looked up. He saw the boy who was walking with Tang Xia coming out, but this boy was not wearing a mask. Without the mask, he looked absolutely perfect. Her skin was as white as jade, her eyes were full of a detached look, her face was like a diamond cut, with distinct angles, a very symmetrical mouth, and a high nose, which matched her tall and perfect figure. This is not a human being at all, but a demon, a devil. There is not a single flaw in him. How is that possible? Fong Jun felt like he was stabbed and felt extremely uncomfortable. His last glimmer of hope was that under the man's mask, there was a scarred face or an ugly mouth. Now that Coco saw his face clearly, Fong Jun was completely desperate. He has such a great figure, looks so handsome, has a nice voice, sings very well, and there is not even a single flaw in him. How can I fight against such a perfect man? Even if she really attacks him, will Tang Xia change her mind? Brother Jun, I can't do it. This guy is even prettier than the girl. How can I do it? Yeah. Jun brother, why don't we just forget about it? Let's go listen to some music together. Yes, this song is so beautiful, let's go together. Walk. Fong Jun's younger brothers immediately retreated, and after retreating, they kept running towards the stage. How could they have the heart to do that to such a handsome man and such a beautiful song? Fong Jun watched this scene, his face turning red and white. His beloved woman ran away with this boy, and now even his brother ran away. How could he not be angry? You forced me to do this, don't blame me for being ruthless. I still say the same thing, what belongs to me, no one can take it away. Fong Jun looked at Lin Yi and Tang Xia ferociously, then clenched his fists and walked out of the campus. Why he can dominate Cloud City High School? It's simple, he has a wealthy family. The reason why he only used the power of the school and did not use the power outside was very simple, because he still regarded himself as a student. But today, he had to rely on external forces, otherwise, he would never feel at peace in his life. Chapter 26 Campus Sensation. The cool night sky turns my thoughts of you into a river, and turns into spring mud to protect me. The fleeting years brush against the lover's sleeves, and the petals of fragrance flow into the water. The cool will of heaven is full of colors, and falling into the mortal world makes me sad. It is easy to overcome the tribulation of life, but it is difficult to overcome the tribulation of love. The old heart still has some hatred from the previous life. The hatred from the previous life. My hair has turned grey, and I have also been rejuvenated by you. The years are long, how can I waste time wandering around? As soon as Lin Yi appeared and sang with Tang Xia, they instantly stole all the limelight from the protagonist Tang Xia. Tang Xia is beautiful enough in herself, and with her soft and beautiful female voice and her domineering manner on the stage, she looks perfect. But what about Lin Yi? No one was describing him at the moment. His voice was so nice, and his posture and expression were even better than the original singer. More importantly, his beautiful face was so attractive that it drove people crazy. Not only does she have such a nice voice, she also has such a great figure, and now the company commander is also so handsome. What movie star? What handsome boy? What sissy? Compared with the man in front of me, they are like heaven and earth. So handsome, and the singing is so good. I can't stand it. Me too, me too. I have never been a fan of stars, but today, I started to be a fan of stars. What is his name? I must regard him as my idol. His name seems to be Lin Yi. My name is Lin Yi. Lin Yi, I love you. Lin Yi. The students in the audience, both girls and boys, screamed and shouted together. Even some female teachers followed suit. The whole scene was in chaos. If some school security guards hadn't blocked the stage, some students would have rushed onto the stage. With this look, singing skills, temperament and figure, there are probably not many people like her in the entertainment industry. Yes. I'll remember this boy. I'll tell my boss later that he will cause a sensation once he enters the entertainment industry. This is not a man, but a demon. Yes, a vixen. Oh my god. I am a man, but listening to his singing, I am distracted. I don't think he's suitable for the entertainment industry. If he were to go into the entertainment industry, I don't know what would happen. I don't know how many people would be harmed, and I don't know how many stars would commit suicide. Several media people watched Lin Yi singing from the audience, and discussed quietly, wiping their sweat while discussing. They were in the entertainment industry and knew the rules of the entertainment industry. If this man entered the entertainment industry, it would definitely cause a disaster. Why does he sing so beautifully? Isn't he a vixen? Xu Xiaojing, who had been hiding upstairs in the teaching building, was also attracted by the singing on the stage. After hearing Lin Yi's perfect vocal cords and singing, she was completely stunned. In her mind, Lin Yi is just a scumbag who is a little bit good-looking, has a good figure, and can seduce women. But now that he had stepped onto the stage and the song had started, she realized she had been wrong. It turns out that Lin Yi is so talented and can sing so well. Is he really Xia's boyfriend? To be honest, Xu Xiaojing began to disbelieve it. Because the Lin Yi she saw today was too perfect, she felt that Tang Xia was not worthy of Lin Yi. Tang Xia was more like a leaf, while Lin Yi was the flower. Go wander. To exchange for growth. The blazing peach blossoms are cold, but they are getting hotter in this life. One of them is already in my heart, which is enough for us to be together for 3 lifetimes. The backs of 2 people. On the water. The cool night sky turns my thoughts of you into a river, and turns into spring mud to protect me. Amid the cheers and screams from the audience, Lin Yi and Tang Xia sang with great devotion. They started from 2 ends of the stage and finally walked together, holding each other's hands and smiling sweetly, looking like a perfect couple. I don't know how many people are envious, jealous and hateful of this song. The fleeting years brush against the lover's sleeves, and the petals of fragrance flow into the water. The cool will of heaven is full of colors, and falling into the mortal world makes me sad. When Lin Yi sang to this point with deep emotion, he turned his body slightly and looked at Tang Xia, but when he turned around, the buttons of his shirt suddenly fell off, revealing his chest muscles and mermaid line. When he turned to the front of the stage, the audience below the stage suddenly exploded. What is that? Mermaid line, perfect mermaid line. I'm going crazy, this figure is too good. Lin Yi, I love you. Lin Yi, I want to be your girlfriend. It was fine before. Although Lin Yi's singing and appearance were attractive, they were not enough to cause people to lose their minds. At this moment, when the button fell off, revealing the perfect mermaid line, the entire stage was in an uproar. A large group of students ignored the security guard's obstruction and rushed towards the stage like crazy. I'm going to go there. Lin Yi was terrified. How could this be a group of students? It was simply a group of zombies rushing towards him. Lin Yi, your clothes. Tang Xia also stopped singing and pointed at Lin Yi's chest in surprise. To be honest, when the buttons of Lin Yi fell off, revealing his perfect mermaid line, he was extremely sexy. Even she could hardly control herself at this moment. Clothing. Lin Yi looked down and found that the buttons of his shirt had fallen off, revealing his chest muscles. At this moment, he finally understood why there was so much chaos in the audience. It turned out to be because of this. Go fast. Lin Yi didn't think much, he pulled Tang Xia up and ran. So many people rushed towards the stage together. If he was a little slower, they would be torn to pieces. Lin Yi, don't run, don't run. Lin Yi, you don't know how I feel about you, don't run away. Hurry up, let's chase. More and more people climbed onto the stage, and after getting on the stage, they chased in the direction where Lin Yi and Tang Xia fled. According to our report, a mysterious singer appeared at Yuncheng High School tonight. The singer caused a sensation on campus with her super beautiful voice, stunning looks, and perfect mermaid lines. According to our report, a future star has emerged in Yuncheng High School. This future star is perfect. According to our report, when the campus was in chaos, the reporters started broadcasting live on the spot. During the broadcast, the reporters were also extremely excited. It was not known whether it was because of the singing or Lin Yi's figure, but they also seemed distracted during the live broadcast. Chapter 27 Internet Storm. No. When Xu Xiaojing was intoxicated by the singing, she soon discovered something was wrong. The students under the stage rushed towards the stage like crazy. Lin Yi and Tang Xia began to run for their lives as if they were being chased and bitten by a group of zombies. Is it that serious? Are you a bunch of idiots? Isn't it just singing a song? How can it be like being poisoned? Xu Xiaojing's eyes widened. It must be this damn Lin Yi. It must be this vixen who cast some kind of magic on the students. When Xu Xiaojing saw the scene downstairs, she immediately became furious. If Lin Yi didn't know any witchcraft, why would so many people go crazy? At the same time, the video of Lin Yi and Tang Xia singing has been posted on the internet. Dozens of videos of Lin Yi and Tang Xia singing have appeared on the internet, causing a sensation on the internet. Oh my god, is this true? A future star has appeared in Yuncheng High School. Upstairs, singing well as nothing? Watch the next video. I was shocked. Why is this person so good looking? Looks good. Look at the next one. How is that possible? That figure is simply too perfect. This is the legendary perfect mermaid line. There was a person with a perfect mermaid line in history, but that person only maintained it for 3 years. Perfect looks, perfect voice, perfect body, oh my god. Is this man a devil? Oh my god, what Luhan or some other fresh meat, he's not even on the same level as this guy, right? This guy is a real superstar. By the way, what's this guy's name? It said online that his name seems to be Lin Yi. I wonder if it's true. By the way, isn't this person too good looking? Could he be a plagiarist? Plagiarism. Plagiarize your sister. Can't you see this is a school? It caused a sensation on campus. How can it be plagiarized? I remember him, Lin Yi. My male god, I found that this is the man who really makes my heart beat. I want to pursue him desperately. No, I just saw his video and I couldn't control myself. I want to find him, I'm in love with him. Lin Yi, I love you. Soon, dozens of forums appeared on the internet, each of which was about Lin Yi. Moreover, the forum with the largest number of members now reached 1 million. In other words, in just 1 hour, Lin Yi's fans reached 1 million. Some female netizens, in particular, have stirred up a bloody storm on the internet. Just as Yuncheng High School and the internet were in an uproar, Lin Yi finally pulled Tang Xia out of the campus. When they felt that no one was catching up with them, the two of them breathed a sigh of relief. After breathing a sigh of relief, they both laughed together. Lin Yi, you are awesome. Tang Xia covered her mouth and smiled sweetly. What's so great about it? Lin Yi asked back with a smile. Everywhere is great. Tang Xia answered happily. She has such a nice voice, she is so pretty, and more importantly, she has such a great figure. There are better places you haven't seen yet. Lin Yi smiled wickedly and looked down. Oh, you are bad guy, you bully me. Tang Xia didn't understand at first, but when she did, her little face turned red and she stretched out her little hand and hit Lin Yi a few times. Where am I wrong? Can you tell me? You are bad, you are. Tang Xia rolled her eyes. Don't think that she didn't know what Lin Yi meant. She wasn't that stupid. Har har. Tang Xia's appearance caused Lin Yi to burst into laughter. Tang Xia was too lazy to pay attention to Lin Yi, then she glared at Lin Yi twice. After glaring, Tang Xia suddenly hugged Lin Yi's arm and put her little head on his arm. She felt warm all over and very happy. Lin Yi, is the mermaid line on your body real? Tang Xia caused a sensation in the school, as if Lin Yi's chest muscles exposed caused a bigger sensation than when he sang. Free for you to touch for 3 minutes. Lin Yi said seriously. Hate it, I don't want it. Tang Xia snorted and her face turned slightly red again. However, although she said this, her hand was still on Lin Yi's chest. Oh, it's so elastic, so sexy to touch. Tang Xia was surprised. She felt that she couldn't understand this man more and more. With such good conditions, he could easily become a star, but he actually wanted to be a shared boyfriend. Are you feeling proud? Your man has such a great body, looks so good, and has such a nice voice. Lin Yi teased. Kindness. Tang Xia nodded sweetly. However, after nodding, a hint of disappointment flashed in his eyes. Lin Yi, can you please stop being a shared boyfriend? Tang Xia pursed her lips, raised her watery eyes and looked at Lin Yi with a very serious look. Silly girl, don't talk about this. Don't forget, tonight, I'm your boyfriend. Let's only talk about love, nothing else. Lin Yi touched Tang Xia's little head and said. I'm serious. Tang Xia chased after him and asked hurriedly. Are you hungry? I haven't even had dinner yet. Let me treat you to something. Okay, wait, you haven't answered my question yet. There's a barbecue stand next to me, I'll treat you to some barbecue. Well. Lin Yi deliberately changed the subject. At first, Tang Xia was still a little reluctant, but when it came to eating, Tang Xia became excited. Boss, it's that kid. When Lin Yi and Tang Xia sat down at a barbecue stall, more than 20 young people gathered in a large food stall not far away, drinking and eating. At this time, a thin man spoke to a big guy. Is that the guy who stole Master Feng's woman? Tiger Head frowned. Hu Chu is the boss of the Yuncheng High School area. He is in charge of the entire high school area. In this area, Hu Chu has the final say. However, the force that supported him was the Feng family. Now, within the area under his jurisdiction, the woman of the young master of the Feng family was kidnapped. How could he just sit there and do nothing? Moreover, Feng Jun had personally asked him to handle this matter. Yes, according to my understanding, the woman following that boy is the one that young Master Feng has his eyes on. The younger brother explained. Good fellow, you're even fighting with young Master Feng for a woman. Brothers, take out your weapons, just cripple the men. As for that woman, take her away, she belongs to young Master Feng tonight. Tiger Head said domineeringly. Receive. Hu Chu's group of younger brothers started to take action. They stood up one by one, picked up their weapons and walked towards the barbecue stall.